inches up on me, bitch. 14. Look. That was coming from the last week. Are we live yet?
Yeah, it should be.
Alright. I'm gonna have to find that fat bitch again. Yes.
Hey! I'm TPAW,
I'm the Karnage.
and this is Crazy Peas. We're doing another episode. Special request by my son, Arian, who wants to watch this podcast. I am utterly exhausted, so I was honestly ready to call it a day, but my kid wants to see us on the podcast, so here we are. Welcome, Arian. Welcome, buddy. And, yeah, so hopefully the wife has already got it pulled up.
Here's hoping.
I'm going to send her a link, or at least let her know via messenger that it's happening.
Reed has to watch us.
And I just farted.
Oh, as long as it doesn't go up your back up your ass, you're good. As long as you didn't light it, because you. Here's the funny part. One thing somebody did like forever ago. It's like, no, I tried to light this guy tried to light his fart. He got himself put on the news. So he lit his fart, right?
Yep.
But what he didn't realize, or even intend to, which is part of the realization, is when you fart, after you blow out the air, you also suck back some in to reseal the butthole.
Yep.
So, flame went up his ass and he cooked himself from the inside in. Because he was an idiot. Oh, and the alpha shirt is back this week, my people.
Flex.
Look at my nose. Oh, wait, I'm not sure. Damn it.
So, as promised to you guys, my eye is working again. Not
You
that
fucked
I
it up.
really promised it, but I found out what was wrong with it. Thursday, I was doing eye drops all day. Turns out it was the wrong ones. And it's because of the fact that my contact, when I was wearing my contacts,
And passed out.
yeah, I passed out, wore them for too long. When I tried pulling them out, because the left one was getting stuck, ended up scratching my damn cornea. So that was rough. And spent the last 5 days, aside from yesterday and Wednesday, I spent it one eye. It was one eye. I was patch essentially for like a good several days. So it's been readjusting to having two eyeballs again, which means a lot of balance issues, a lot of disorientation, a lot of other stuff. It's been fun. And having to readjust. And he pointed out to me, he's like, you've probably been exhausted because you're having to readjust to having two eyeballs
Yeah,
again.
because you said something about being superly tired today. And I'm like, well, yeah, because your eyeballs are active again. Huh? Because you're using both sides of your brain.
Yep.
And that made sense. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because when you do stuff on the left side of your body, your right side of your brain's active. When you do stuff on the right side of your body, the right side of your body, your left side of your brain's active. So, because you were only using one part of your brain for
Yep.
one site, now it's completely bleh.
Now it's like, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so I can now actually see, and my body is like trying to readjust again. I didn't even think that was
It's exhausting.
Didn't even think that was
Stuff like that
possible,
happen.
but yet, I had to work like all day for 2 days with just one eyeball. So I commend people who have only one eye permanently for having to do what they do. Like, whole new set of
It's
empathy.
physically exhausting if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, like I was so fucking gone.
Because when I had to deal with it, what was it? It was like a month back before my most recent glasses breaking, and having to have your wife, my sister,
Yeah.
help screw the screw back in after putting the lens back in because I needed help. That was Wednesday, I think this week.
Yeah.
Yesterday or the day before. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. But anywho, because previously I was in the middle of Grubhub and my son called me, but I was like doing the Grubhub and it was all the way down to Centerville. I didn't even realize it was that far. But my glasses fell apart. Same lens popped out because the screw had fallen out.
Yeah.
So, I was literally driving with one eye. Well, actually, it was the opposite eye. So the lens fell out and it was just my right eye. Previously, it was just my left eye.
Yeah.
So, I drove, did the order, finished it off, turned the app to not accepting orders. Was driving back, took off my glasses because it was easier to, because my eyes autofocus. It was easier to autofocus on the driving and the other vehicles with perception, with not just trying to look with one eye. And when I realized that, I just took off my glasses and drove.
Yeah.
I literally drove back, I don't even remember where, but I dropped them off really close to the house. And then I just went to Walmart and had them fix my glasses.
Yeah.
But I had realized, because I had used so much of my physical energy in my body, I literally had to cash out and get myself some food to re-energize myself, where I was just crashing fully.
Yeah, he's crashing hardcore.
Oh, yeah. And once I had gotten both my eyes back, my body's like, oh, good, I don't have to waste extra energy trying to help you focus, because now the glasses will help you autofocus easier than my eyes autofocus anyways.
Yeah.
So it was great, 1000% relief.
Yeah, no, I mean, Thursday I was dealing with eye trouble all day. I honestly didn't think it was what it was. Putting eye drops in every so often throughout the day. And then Friday, we went to go to the Smith's to go do the pick a prescription for the wife. And around 1, the pharmacy was closed. And so we had to drive back to the school to go pick up Phoenix. And then after that, we went back to go to Smith's to go pick up the prescription. The whole time, I'm driving with one eyeball, like going, trying to drive. And this was without the patch. And there's like, sunlight's coming in, blazing in my face. I am like going, I need sunglasses, got a hold of sunglasses, put them on. And I'm still like going, what the fuck? And then, I'm trying to like drive and shit. And I'm like going, we're gonna fucking die if I mess up right now. And I can't fucking see, and my left eye keeps trying to close. And so I'm sitting there and like trying to drive, and I'm all like going, fucking shit, fuck. And I'm like going, I'm not even under the influence of anything. I am just fucking fucked up with my eye. And so the wife's like, let's just go to urgent care. And I'm like, no, I'll put the eye drops in, and I'll just keep doing what I was doing, just try to see if I can fix it myself, because I'm stubborn. And then like Saturday morning, we go ahead and we finally go to urgent care. And the doctor goes and sees me, checks me in and everything, and she comes in and she looks at mine and goes, "That looks really bad." And I'm like, "I've had like 5 people tell me that already, so I believe you." And she's like, "No, it looks really bad. Let's go ahead and get you taken care of." And so she went ahead and she put the eye drop in my eye. She like leaned me back, put like the little thing in my eye, and then she took like this machine that she put in front of my face. And it was like this weird. It looks like
Here comes Furball.
It looks like they're X-raying you, but like they're not. They're X-raying your eye. And so like all I see is just like this faint, blurry version of like an X-ray on my eyeball, where I can see my eyeball and I see like little weird color lines on it, and it's showing me where the freaking scratch is. And I'm like going, the fuck? And so she like looks over and goes, look up, look down, look to the side, no, look straight ahead. She's like, and the girl that was helping her, get this, the girl's name is Trinity. I've been writing a story series where one of the characters' name is Trinity.
Yeah, one of the main characters.
Yeah, it was super surreal having a Trinity helping take care of my eyeball. Like, I was like going, this is a fourth wall break if there ever was one.
Oh no, it's not even a fourth wall break. It's an unintended fourth wall break, because she doesn't even know she's breaking the fourth wall, because she didn't realize she was in your book.
Yeah, like, it was like a super meta moment. And then like, and I word vomited it too, because I was like, I have a character in my book that's not your name. And she just goes like, oh, that's cool. A little odd, but cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is meta as fuck. and the doctor she like chuckles about it. They leave the room, come back, and they just keep, they like then they come back with like the other stuff and they're like, okay, we're
I'll
gonna
be
go
right
ahead.
back. Keep telling the beautiful
Alright.
story.
And so they're like, we're gonna prescribe you with the medication, and the medication's going to hopefully help you over the next few days. No, I hope I don't have to tell you no contact use. And I'm like, yeah, no contacts.
No
And so,
shit.
and she was like, well, so we're gonna give you a prescription. We're gonna put eye drops in your eye, and then from there we're going to, get you going, and we'll get you, you'll heal. And so I went ahead and got the eye drops in. Spent the next few days really nice having the wife having to put the eye drops in my eye because it's like, hey, I get to be the focus. I get to be because we take care of the kids and stuff. We take care of her medical stuff all the time. So I'm always serving every one of the needs and stuff. So it was nice to be the one that got taken care of. And so like it was super odd and interesting because the day that I went back in on Wednesday because she was having us she was having us check in on Monday and then on Wednesday. It was like every 2 days. It was like super interesting. But like basically on Wednesday, we came back in and I didn't realize that the Trinity chick had green eyes, which is funny because the Trinity chick in my story has blue eyes, but her twin sister has green eyes. So so some stuff is different. But like basically, we're sitting there and she's look directly at me. And I'm like, okay, blurry face. And then all of a sudden, as her eyes came into focus, I'm like, green. Oh wow, okay. She's got green eyes. Cool. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience. So as far as like the days that I was working and stuff, or the days that I was taking care of stuff around the house, like people who have one eye only, I commend you. I commend you strongly. Because luckily, I only had to deal with it for a few days, and luckily, I didn't have to go to an oncologist, even though the optometrist person, or whatever her field is, doctor, she told me, she's all like, yeah, we'll check the lymph on one day and then Wednesday, and we'll see how much the healing is. Monday went from a 10 to a 2 from her measurement,
Nice.
and then from Wednesday, she's like, okay, yeah, you have like a small little tiny residue of scratch in the middle of your eye, so we'll see you again in about a couple weeks. I'm going out of the country, so I want you to still do the eye drops. I want you to still do the eye drops every 4 hours. Hope I don't have to remind you to not do contacts. And I'm like, yeah, no contacts. And
now you have been permanently diagnosed by a doctor. No more contacts, dumbass.
I'm like, these glasses, lenses are super scratched now, but I will not do contacts. It's super annoying, but whatever. So I just need to get my sleeping glasses again. But basically, I was sitting there, and these things are glued again anyway. Walmart glasses suck. But like I was sitting there and I was like,
that's why I go through
Glasses USA.
Glasses USA, yeah.
That's where I got the contacts too. But like basically, like Wednesday it went from 2 to a 0.5, I guess. Like
pain.
Yeah, like
Nice.
like to the point where like she said definitely use sunglasses when you go outside, which I didn't today for half the day. Oops. Forgot. It was just so busy with everything.
It wasn't too bad because it was in the middle of the day, so the sun was directly above you.
Right, and so, but like I did remember to do the sunglasses later. But like, she's like, whenever you're outside, use sunglasses just so you can like keep the pain and whatever discomfort down to a minimum. But take it easy, and try to just take care of yourself and make sure that like when I come see you again, I'm not recommending an oncologist for sure. And so, yeah, it's been super interesting the last few days. In fact, it's super exhausting, stressful, and annoying having to work with monitors with one eyeball. Oh my God, having to put all that stress on the one eye.
Do you know what an oncologist is?
No.
It's the eye, ear, mouth doctor.
Oh, really?
Eye, ear, mouth, nose.
So I would have ended up seeing her for my right ear if my right ear was still malfunctioning.
Possibly. But the funny part is, they're also the person that if you need to get work done because something's fucked up, they're the ones who do the surgery and whatnot. Or the ones who look at it and tell the surgeon what they have to fix and or alter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but it's been a super interesting week, this last week. Like, August was just like a bunch of up and downs, but mostly downs.
Giant clusterfuck.
Yeah, like clusterfuck
I mean,
and hell of chaos.
we've gotten a podcast out each week in August, but other than that, it's been a...
I have to say,
Fuck!
I have to give us props for still doing podcasts that month. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Like, we still did it. We still,
kicked ass and took names.
This is the last day of August 31st, and here we are podcasting still. Like, I didn't let my exhaustion and my stress or anything stop me. We're still here. We're still standing.
No, you got a fire limit under your butt by your son, which
Yeah, I know.
I thought was awesome, because it's like, he looks like he's about to pass out. We might not podcast tonight. I'm okay with that. We can work around it.
Yep. And then Arian's like, Daddy, I want to see you podcast. And I'm like, shit.
He came outside to me. I'm like, all right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm like, well,
hey, we
let's
gotta
do it.
light the fire under my butt. It's more like, we have been requested.
Yep.
Nice, let's do it.
Yeah, no, I had a special request by the kid to do this because he's like, you always put me to bed before you get to see Daddy on a podcast. And so here we are, honoring a request by my 8-year-old. So,
that's always cute.
Yeah, this episode is tributed to Arian.
Pushes.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it's funny and cute is I've been honestly thinking more and more every day about doing like little stories specifically for the kids, especially for Arian, because they're so wrapped up in the tablets, and I got the Kindles specifically so they could learn how to read, and yet their focus is games, and I'm like, you do you, but I am the dad, and I'm trying to influence you to read. But I want it to be a need and a want rather than a obligatory thing.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, did your dad, you need to read more, quit playing games?
No, not really. That was just something I gravitated to.
Because that's your medium.
Yeah.
To read and or write stories.
Yeah.
My medium is listen to or tell stories.
Yeah.
You've seen that with me with talking about stuff. Like us talking about 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
You, I think, would have had more fun reading the book.
Probably.
I have more fun listening to stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be. Well, I'm gonna buy it
so
on Kindle.
Yeah.
And no, I'm saying because of the way you read and absorb that way.
That is true.
That might be a more way
thing.
to you to become 100% absorbed in the stories.
That is true. Yeah, because I'm very much a reader. I know that I listen to stuff now a lot more because I just have a lot less time to read anything because I'm just kids.
Sketchy cat, go or don't go.
Kids and like all these responsibilities that I have to have and things to take care of, and I'm just like, sit down and read a book. Where's the time for that? So I end up listening to stuff all the time because you put your earbud in your ear and you can just let it play while you're taking care of stuff.
And run at 1,000,000 miles an hour doing 1,000,000 other things.
Yep, exactly. It's just part of why I'm doing the audiobooks. It's part of why I'm recording them, like I'm narrating them.
Because you're seeing the benefit with me throwing all the audiobooks I've thrown at you to, hey, I think you'd like this story.
I've also been listening to podcasts now since 2010, 2011. Like after I learned Kevin Smith was a podcaster.
So more podcasts since we started podcasting a couple years back.
Oh really? That was the inciting incident for podcasts?
It wasn't the inciting incident, but I mean, I listened to a few here and there, but it was mostly spooky podcasts because I love stories.
Yeah.
But us podcasting got me into, okay, let's see how everybody else do it. Joe Rogan, some of the other comedians, and just other people I know who do podcasts also.
Yeah.
I was like, let's put my ear to the grindstone and just listen to the lunacy. Because you're always, and this had been taught to you by the other guy you podcast with before. It's like, no, we gotta, tighten, and I'm like, why? Just let it all flow in the wind.
Yeah, that was
Either
super annoying.
The sky will be, either the plane will go down crashing, or it'll soar and will be like the most badass fucking nonchalant, not trying to be the hard ass, like the people who've been doing it for 5 years to a decade.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really loved when I listened to, because when Kevin Smith talked about it on Smodcast and like on his solo cast, because like he often has a duo, he often has a friend or someone that's with him. But when he's doing it by himself, which he has, he does just because he can, he'll literally go into his what he calls his office. But when he did the Wake and Bake podcast, it was literally just a room that was next to where his pool was and where his backyard was. And he said that oftentimes he would go there to basically escape from all the stress of the world, but like he'd also go there to rip a joint. And he would just be like, well, I'm high now, so let's go do something. And so he'd end up just turning, he'd be like, oh, it's super simple and easy. My microphone's right here, my MacBook's right there, press record, now talk. And so he would do a solo episode. And one of the things he talked about was that he's a filmmaker, yes, and he's a storyteller, yes. He's a writer and storyteller first, filmmaker second. Because for him, when he was in his 20s, when he made Clerks, for instance, the first one, he was literally going and talking to the person at the register, and he'd go, okay, you got this receipt, let's go do this, okay, receipt, okay, bye, okay, and then he'd go, okay, now action, and he would tell them to, act a script or whatever. But for that was a $26,000 endeavor for him. Like he had to put down like 8 credit cards. His parents lent him money. Like he had to pull all sorts of resources. When it comes to
this story the best because you've listened to the full story.
Plus he's told it a million times. But when he says that when he podcasts, all he literally has to do is hold his microphone that he's already paid for, and his MacBook that again he's already paid for, press record, and then just start talking. It's one of the most inexpensive endeavor for him.
Oh yeah.
It's just recording audio or recording video and then going. Like he said.
Well, that's why I like the Joe Rogan podcast because it's okay. You're here. Let's talk. Or they were talking beforehand.
Yep.
And okay, we hit record. We're actually doing the full-on podcast, not just us shooting the shit.
Yep.
And then it just goes into more shooting the shit. Like one of the most recent ones he's done that I've really liked is him talking to Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Where it's just, oh yeah, no, we're on now. Oh, okay, and then they go into, certain subjects because they talked that Joe told him that he wanted to talk about certain things from his career and coming up and the song that, like, launched him into the new stratosphere of his current career.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he went through personally and whatnot that got him to where he is now. And I love listening to that stuff. Plus, I like Jelly Roll's music because of how it's his story from his point of view, no matter who else is in the story.
Yeah.
And I love that sort of stuff. It's like Garth Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
All of his beginning music was him telling a story of something he lived.
Yeah, it was a lived experience.
It was truth. It wasn't just write the song because it's a song that'll sound awesome. That's why I like the caricature of ICP. It's their characters, not something they lived, but it's the story of those caricatures' outcomes and lives and the craziness and stuff that's happened. It's like writing the multiverse for Marvel or something, but it's with their 2 characters.
Yeah.
In the multiverse that they see of how they've lived, or they're part of the carnival, their viewpoints with the different gods and demons and all the different things that's happened.
Yeah,
or happens.
And I know that like years ago you compared TPAW to ICP in the sense that TPAW is kind of like a caricature of me, yeah, like a cartoon character, because it's like every day I'm like stressed out, or every day I'm like just trying to just chill and relax and whatever. But when I'm TPAW, I'm like, hey, animated, and caricature, a cartoon version of myself that's very outgoing, very extroverted. I turn on the guy, and then I become this flamboyant person who's extrovert.
Yeah, you put on the extra energy. And when Andrew Tate first came up and started to become, famous and stuff, I watched a few of his stuff. I'm like, oh no, you'll like him if you actually watch his full content, because you'll see where the sunglasses, the character of how he's got to be extra bravado and da-da-da-da-da-da. But the actual message, if you pay attention, is, and with some of the newer interviews since he's come out of prison and now that he's no longer at house arrest, that you've seen, you're like, I like this version better than I like the original version that he put on for the podcast and the interviews.
Well, but Andrew Tate that was beforehand was this rude ass motherfucker who.
Oh, it was blown out to the nth degree of who he truly was. He did to the nth degree to get the fame and the popularity that he wanted to get his message out.
I'll say this and I'll say it again, like I've said a million times off the air, and I've only said it a few times on the air. Media helped create Andrew Tate. They literally did.
And he did it on purpose, but he didn't realize he'd blow up as fast as he did. Yeah. That's what I thought was funny. He's like, no, my goal and what I was trying to do was blow up, but the way it was cut and the way people put out the stuff that I said was like blown a million times out of proportion, and I became the guy they're going to crucify, whether I was saying something bad and or good, because they took out the 2 seconds or 2 minutes or 1 minute or 30 seconds of the 2 to 3 hour broadcast and makes me look like Satan incarnate. And I did not realize how big that was going to blow up my popularity and make me so famous that it's like, whoa, that did not happen the way I wanted it to, or in the way I wanted it to. He wanted to, because he was already a 4 or 5 times, I never remember how many times martial arts champion he was, but not a lot of people knew his name.
Yeah, I think people are just so in love with the idea of...
He's their new Satan?
Yeah, they like a villain. They like a villain character. They like, and Andrew's not the first one.
Oh no.
Like, over the years, over the last decade especially, I have watched as the most popular people are people that people claim are monsters, or people claim are villains, or people claim are not great. And I don't even know how good Mr. Beast is. I don't know how good any of these people are that are on Twitter or otherwise that, all they did was donate to a charity. I could do that and be the most villainous person in the world, but yet because I donated to a charity, I'm somehow great. Like,
well, that's what I liked when Andrew, because he became so famous so fast, he's like, y'all don't even realize, and this doesn't get put out there a lot, or not the sort of soundbite that gets retweeted. He's like, y'all have no idea how many hundreds of millions of thousands of dollars that I've donated to the charities that help the less fortunate, men, children, women that need the money to help them get on their feet.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's nobody ever looks at that, because I don't say, hey, looky what I did. Look at all this money I did. I mean, I can show you all the receipts, but that don't mean shit. That's just looky me bravado.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
It's interesting because the most charitable people that are actually genuine, you'll never see on the air.
Oh, fuck no.
Because
that'd be
why?
Like if I was a multimillionaire and I dropped $1 million every year into my 2 favorite charities, which is like Shriners Hospital, because they helped me.
Right.
I mean, not the best help, but they did with what they knew at the time with the technology they had.
I have so many people out in the world, and like my wife and I, like I've literally been at work and then gotten off work early to help the wife with something with the kids, and we went to the gas station, and some homeless person was on the side of the road, and she was keeping an entire 24-pack of water bottles in the back seat of the trunk. And I was always like, are you just keeping that for us to use it for emergencies? And she's like, no. And I'm like, then what's it for? And she's like, you'll see. So we went to the gas station, and we went to go to get gas or whatever. And then she walks the water bottles walks a couple water bottles over to a homeless person that was sitting on the side of the road with a sign. And she
like
gives
the guys who sit at Walmart parking lots and whatnot.
Yeah, she goes and she hands him a water bottle. No camera, no nothing, no documentation.
Yeah.
Just common caring, common courtesy.
Common decency.
Yeah, common decency. And so, in a way,
yeah,
my wife is more heroic than even Mr. Beast.
Become a millionaire because everybody sees it. Oh, you're so awesome. It's like, I'm doing it to be nice. I'm not doing it to be famous.
In fact, not even in a way. Like, she is more heroic and more noble than Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, or any of those streamers, because all those streamers do is broadcast to the world how supposedly caring they are. Yet, if you took them off the air, I don't know how caring they actually are.
I know, and I've seen this because, actually, like, Markiplier, in real life, seen stuff where he's like, and he's even admitted it on a few podcasts he's done with other people where they're interviewing him or talking to him about how much money he's making. He's like, no, I have an ungodly amount of money. I don't need all this money. I just did this because I thought I could inspire other people to do it too. It wasn't for the money. It was just to have fun, play games.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I just, all of a sudden, because the one thing that mega launched him was the whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that launched Jacksepticeye more was when PewDiePie mentioned his name as one of the people that he talked about, throw their name out there so that way they'd get more views.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the thing. And I know from what I've seen from Jack, what he's talked about on his social media and what other people I know who don't really realize that I'm paying attention to them in the circles or just local, like in the area where these people live. Here's the reality. Yes, you're a raging ass on purpose for like the views, but you're also like a really nice guy just to be a nice guy. It has nothing to do with anything else. You're an actual, real human being who actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
Not just doing it for the videos.
Which is good if he's, actually doing it.
Him and Jack, Markiplier and Jack, are the ones that I actually see the most being more honest with their fans.
Yeah.
And Bob and Wade, who he does Distractable with, their podcast that he decided to do with, it's more honest than most other people. It's kind of like Joe Rogan, but they became famous through YouTube, not through their comedy, movie, TV shows, then with the podcast.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't know about Joe Rogan or didn't know him as who he was in real life until the podcast. And I always liked his comedy. Not really gave a crap about him on the TV shows or movies he's done. My thing was the comedy. And if I can connect with the comedy that you're saying, not just comedy just to be ha-ha funny, but the comedy to be, this is my viewpoint that I'm going to make funny to you, like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I like his shit too. Like the other comedian at the
we ran
Hot Tub was talking about.
Ran into a comedian
Bill
that we might actually bring on as a guest on the podcast, just to kind of trying to have a workout buddy and just someone that we want to be able to.
Somebody shoot the shit with.
Yeah, we want to see if it'll work out, to see if we could have somebody that can bring some laughs and some funnies. Like the guy was talking about it like, oh yeah, we'll help each other out, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool, but for me it's more about just being able to create fun and be able to create, be able to have a fun experience.
We don't do it for the fame. If the fame happens, it's a side product of us goofing off and being ourselves.
Yeah, like I realized that over the years I've become so absorbed by
trying to gain the fame.
Not necessarily chasing the dragon. It's been more trying to make enough money to support the family. And I realized that if I were to be infamous or famous, it might actually stress me out more.
Well, okay, here's what I've seen from my point of view, watching you, since you got with my sister.
Yeah.
It's, you wanted to write a book, not for the fame, but because you want to be famous for telling a good story. Not for the fame, because you like telling stories. You like writing. You like that part of the process.
Yeah.
The story that's always in your head of the alternate or different dimension that you can see as clear as me and you sitting here in this current dimension.
Yeah. I feel like social media is a plague to the human experience because of the fact that it is something that gets in our heads that we think that we're going to be enough if we are famous enough. And we are going to be good enough if we have an entire crowd of people cheering us on.
For me, me and you've talked about it on the podcast, off the podcast, where I was always, because I always got made fun of or was always the one everybody wanted to throw to the dogs or burn on this stake, let's crucify him.
Yeah.
I became the guy. Oh, you hate me. Thank you, the extra energy. But with our interactions and some of the groups you're in, and how I've hopped in for a few months or popped in here and there, everybody's like, "Where the hell's Karnage? What is he doing?" He's just living his life. He'll pop back in if and when he wants to.
Yeah.
But I show up at random, and everybody's like, "I love your opinions. I love your craziness." Where the fuck is he? Because they ask you because they know we know each other.
Yeah, no, I've been on Twitter Spaces in the last few months, like sparingly, because of the fact that I'm just so busy with real life now. After COVID went, I suddenly
nuked everything.
Yeah, suddenly I out of nowhere, everyone's becoming busier and busier with their life, and we're all like, oh, now we're done with digital life now, and so demands of reality have been calling, and so I've been into the Twitter Spaces here and there, but every time I do get asked about Karnage. They're always like, hey, where's your brother Karnage? Like, I know you guys were brothers, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, well, where is he? And I'm like, probably living his life.
I'm not an online, thing, and I've even showed you with the lunacy of my Instagram and Twitter apparently blowing up, either from big titty bot bitches,
yep.
or just random chicks who've listened or watched this and go, ooh, I want to see if he does other stuff on social media. I don't do all that much. I get on like once, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Other than I'm bored, I need to fall asleep. Soundbites make me fall asleep. Ooh, that'd be good for the podcast. Ooh, that'll be good for the podcast. Because it's uplifting to me, so I think it'll be uplifting to other people. And I send a buttload of them to you too.
Yeah.
Some of them I say, no, this one will be specific for the podcast, because you'll get a kick out of it and go, I see the point of that one.
Yeah. What's funny is tonight, actually, I was very moved by the most not unlikeliest of sources, but it definitely threw me for a loop.
The most random source that you weren't expecting.
Yes. My own kid. So his middle name is Peter.
Psychopath 1.
His middle name is Peter, and I have spent a lot of my life looking up to Spider-Man. So much so that the wife suggested we name him after my character, or a character narrator that's in my story. The one that's in the Snake and the Dame story that you see on the screen here. Is the main character. Even his family is very inspired by my own real life family. But the boy, us adults tend to either relate to our kids in a third person, so like with distancing language, as in we go kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, or we say, mongrels, or whatever, distancing language we use. Yeah. But with my kid, he was my first child, and I was terrified of being a dad because I didn't want to be that dad who would become terrifying to my kids, and I also didn't want to be a dad that would be a disappointment, and I also didn't want to fail. And so when he told me tonight that he was being bullied on the bus, he then, which was going to turn into a tragic story, and then it quickly turned. It was a twist. He told me that the reason why they were bullying him is because they were first bullying a girl on the bus, and he stood up for the girl, and then the kids started bullying him, and then he kept standing up for the girl, and the bus driver did nothing. And so suddenly, I was literally listening to my own child tell the real-life story of Spider-Man, of Peter Parker, of that kid who's on the bus, and he's being bullied by kids on the bus, but he's standing up for somebody else, especially a girl, that she's just a friend to him. Like, there's no
exterior motive.
Yeah, he's 8 years old. Like, there's no exterior motive. He's just friends with her, and he's just trying to do the right thing. And so he stood up for her, and suddenly out of nowhere, like, I became really emotional and proud.
Apple tried to spy on us. It was fun. You missed it, but it went blink, blink. What bitch? While you were in the store. Keep going though.
But like, so
I thought that was a funny bit.
I literally heard in my head the words, "With great power comes great responsibility." And
you heard the famous line.
Yeah, I did. And I have spent all of my life, in fact, since before I was his age, looking up to Spider-Man, looking up to Peter Parker, and like to the point where like when I told the wife, I was like, let's name his middle name Peter, because at first his first name was going to be Peter, but then I'm like, I don't know about that one, and so we ended up naming him Arian because I love the drummer from Epica, Arian Wiesenbeek, and then she went ahead and she's like, well, what if we did Peter like the character from your book? And I'm like, well, I've already jacked off. I've already come in you once to create the child. Let's not re-come again with an ego trip. And she's like, no, it's an homage. And I'm like, well, technically Peter is an homage to Peter Parker, so I guess that works. And so it's kind of like a meta fourth wall break, with that name. And so the fact that my kid is now growing up to embody the very idealism of Spider-Man, it's pretty awesome. And it's even more awesome is that before he was even born, he was Arian the Awesome. That was his nickname before he was even born. And so, when we were talking about it, I told him, we're like, keep being awesome, buddy. And you were Arian the Awesome before you were born, so keep being Arian the Awesome. And what's funny is I was like, you're a little man while Nana is alive. I'm pretty sure that at this rate, Nana would be like, well, you can't be a little man anymore, now you're a big man. And so I'm like,
or medium man.
Yeah, or medium man, like, mid-size. But when you get older, you'll be a big man now.
He'll probably be like my kid. He'll be taller than you. Like, my kid's a hair taller than me. And I'm like, you little shit, you're going to get the 6 foot motherfucker. And then your kid's going to be 6 foot, and both of our kids are going to be 6 foot, and we're going to be like, you fucking assholes. You make us look short.
Yeah. No,
God, that sucks.
Tall and gangly, and then people are going to be like, your middle name's Peter, right? Yeah, you really are Spider-Man because you're tall and gangly.
No, I don't think he's going to be gangly because with us working out like we do and the emphasis we show with trying to keep physically healthy doing that.
And be like, flex.
Yeah. And him like, I want to work out like you guys. Like my son does every once in a while. It's like, yeah, let's, I want to go with you guys.
Yeah.
It's the thing of, okay, come join, let's have fun. But it's the thing, they won't be gangly. Because my son's already, putting on a little bit of belly, but that's also because he's not fully stretched out.
Yeah.
And with as fast as he's growing and he's getting a little bit taller than me, I'm like, no, you'll be 6 foot and you'll just be ripped like a fucking goddamn Greek god, and I'll just go, you know what to do.
I think, honestly, the reason why I think you look gangly is because both your brother Nephi, our brother Nephi,
partly gangly,
and my blood brother Andrew are
he
gangly
filled
as
out.
well.
Well, no, Phi was gangly until he filled out.
Yeah, I'm still gangly.
No, now he's just fat because he got lazy with the
fat.
workouts.
He's not fat. He's like far from fat. He's still skinny.
Have you seen the belly he's starting to put on? Last time I saw him, he was starting to put on a slight bit of a belly. I mean, it wasn't all that big. He's still tiny. He'll always be tiny. I'll always be able to mud stomp him into the ground. But that's neither here nor there. He's like, I'm not. And then, it becomes the brother rivalry. You can't. And it's like, dude.
Because he's the youngest.
Yeah, it's because he's the youngest that he doesn't think I can mud stomp him, which I always laugh at because even with him getting with the new, his wife,
yeah.
It was he put her in front of his physical health. I'm like, dude, you can still do the physical health with also being the psychopath that we naturally are.
Yeah.
But he got to the point where it was more of the be a family man. And if no offense to my dad, he's like my dad with the family man part. He'll get a belly while still being fit.
Yeah.
So he'll get pudgy, but pudgy fit. And I just sit back and laugh at it because he's skinny fat.
Yeah, both our dads.
It's the dad bod.
Yeah, both our dads are pot bellied. So
yeah,
we're gonna.
But they're also fit as fuck. That's
yeah.
just like, how are you fit as fuck, but yet still have a belly like that? It's like, do you just not give a shit? I want my food that tastes awesome. It's like, yep, that's exactly what happened to him. Okay, I just sit back watching and go, yeah, well, what's gonna happen? Me being 50 years old and now I look fucking fit as shit. And I'm shrinking because of the CMT and other stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'm fit as hell, should be completely handicapped, but yet because I won't stop, they will never break my ass.
Yeah. What's even funnier is and this is a story that the wife wanted me to tell. Because I was gonna tell the Aryan story, of course, but then she was just all like, "No, tell them the grandma story too." And I'm like, "You really want me to?" And she's like, "Yeah, it'd be funny." And I'm like, "Okay." So the other day, she's waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and as she's coming back from the bathroom, as she does, our youngest, who's now standing in the crib, and is constantly trying to stand, and she doesn't go, "Hey," or she doesn't go like "Mommy," or any of the typical stuff you'd expect from the youngest girl.
It's not the baby voice.
Yeah, it's not the baby voice. No, she goes, "Hey," or "Eh," and like it's to the point where I'm like, "Hey, gremlin, shush." So like she went to go potty, or the wife went to go potty, and so she came back to the bed, and as she was coming back to the bed, she didn't notice that Luciana was staring right at her. And as she goes back to the bedroom in the complete darkness, all she hears in her ear is, "Hey!" and it was like,
I like the way she told me the story. If I hadn't already pissed, I'd have pissed myself.
Yeah, it was like it was like one of those. If you guys have ever played Phasmophobia, it was that moment where you're walking in the dark room and you're not sure where the ghost is, and you're ghost investigating, and out of nowhere,
hey,
you hear that, "Hey."
I love that.
And Luciana did perfectly too, apparently. And I'm just like, and the whole time we're sitting there laughing our asses off while she's like, "If I hadn't already gone pee, I would have pissed myself." And I'm just like, so what you're saying is that we need to play Phasmophobia again, have the speakers on so that Luciana can hear it, and then when the ghost goes and says, "Hey," suddenly Luciana will giggle and be like, "Hey!"
And then Amber's or Gostiel's character will be,
"Yep."
And then I'll just sit there and go, "Alright, Luciana has earned her namesake.
Yes.
Just got sacrificed, bitch."
Because if she was a boy, she would have been called Lucifer.
Oh yeah, no.
That's literally what we were going to call her.
Yeah, no, when Judy Gostiel told me that, I'm like, I love that even more. Because who's the craziest one out of your kids? It's crazy as in loud and flamboyant is Cass.
Yeah.
The one given the name out of the supernatural angel name.
Yep.
Is the most flamboyant and out there one.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite of the character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Luciana being the "hey" or "ah."
Yep.
For me, it's like perfect fit with the name for the female version of Lucifer. I'm just like, oh, that's perfect. Here's the light, but the light in the darkest room. It's the dark part of the yin and yang with a little bit of light, instantly into the light where she's the little darkness. Hey, bright light. Fuck, what happened? The little demon in the shadows.
What's even better is both your parents believe without a shadow of a doubt that she was named after a relative, and I'm like, nope, she was not named after a relative.
Which relative do they think?
Lucille.
Oh no. No. I love them, they're both fucking nuts.
Like, they believe that Amber Gostel named Luciana after Lucille and Lilith, or Lily. And I'm like, no, her first and last middle name is Luciana Lilith, and it's named after female devil, or female Lucifer, not devil, but female Lucifer, and the very first woman who scorned Adam.
Supposedly.
Yes, supposedly.
Because it's always the Torah versus the Old Testament. It's like, you can't really take the Old Testament as 100% truth because they took out a lot of books. Constantine, who decided to put the Bible together with the other council in the Romans, like, completely fucked everybody remaking the Old Testament so much shorter than the actual stories, and they weren't actual books yet, but the stories that were turned into books became.
Yeah, and I absolutely love the fact that every time we're at the gym now, you keep bringing up the fact that Lucifer himself is not even the devil. You keep going on about his actual origins
Well,
and stuff
he's
like
not
that.
the devil, and he's not Satan.
Right.
Lucifer Samael
Yep.
is Lucifer
Yep.
Samael.
Yeah.
That's a completely different entity than all the little demons that went to basically outer darkness, aka what most
Yep.
Christians call hell, which is not the proper name, pussies. But hey, I'm gonna call it out how I see it, and then kiss my ass on the way to heaven and hell, because I'm gonna split into two souls. One's going to hell to kick the asshole who calls himself Satan and devil. I'm the Christian entity that's in charge of hell, not the actual entity who's in charge of hell. I'm gonna kick him between legs and say, "Bitch, get in your place."
Yep.
And the other half of me that goes to heaven is like, "Told you, hoes." I already know it's literally gonna be a split soul, and it's gonna go,
Yep.
"I'm in my places, motherfuckers."
Yeah, even better is the fact that Papa is so sweet on Luciana, and every time he is, I'm just like going,
You
Oh,
have not a clue, dumbass.
if only you knew, if only you realized that
But see,
if she
there's
was
the
a boy,
funny part.
he would have been Lucifer.
There's the funny part. It's the he tries to be coy and da 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 with the babies, because baby's like, "You're an evil motherfucker. Stay away from me." When he's in that mode, and it's like what you don't realize is they read your soul. And I like how Lucy is still intact enough with the soul read to go, "Oh yes, no, I see the darkness and the light in you."
Yeah.
That's why I like when I smile, like I do with Phoenix too, at Luciana. She's like, "Yeah, I know, motherfucker."
Yeah.
And Phoenix goes, "You've been telling me for years. I still remember, bitch."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they know where the game is.
Yeah.
Where the boys have forgotten because they finally hit that age of 5 where you forget the previous.
Yeah.
Phoenix is the unique, kind of like I was at the age of 5, becoming aware of self, but yet still remembering enough of the realization of your, like, consciousness.
Yeah.
Remembering enough of it to go, "Oh, yes, you stupid little motherfuckers. I remember the game. I still have my cards in hand."
Yep.
And I love how Luciana is becoming aware enough to be like Phoenix. When Phoenix gives me the smile, I'm like, "No, not now."
Yep.
Come on, the game. It's like, not in this current situation. It's fine. The realization where I'm like, "No." And Phoenix goes, "But the game." I'm like, "Yes, but this is not the time nor the place."
Yeah.
Because of the current situation and pieces moving. And when Phoenix is aware, and Luciana goes, "Oh." And smiles at me. I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
But I love you too, fucker.
Yep.
And it's just like, and Phoenix goes, "No, it has nothing to do with that, sweetheart." And she's confused as shit.
Yeah.
Because it's where it's the awareness of the tiny person who sees all forms, all energies, all auras all at once, and sees where it's the yes, no, with that smile, but not in the current situation. But I have been doing that. I understand, but the current situation calls for this.
Yep.
And where Phoenix hasn't quite come to realization where the click is, or the snap to, ah, yes, behind the eyes of a killer and a sociopath, a psychopath goes, hee hee. You don't show the hee hee. Because the current situation does not need the hee hee, it needs the, ah, yes, the Zen mode.
Yeah. Stoicism.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the what I thought the murderous intent behind Phoenix's realization is not the murderous intent I currently need. I need the murderous intent a different way. And she's like, "I'm confused." She hasn't gotten it yet, child.
Yeah, it's funny
Because
because
I
a year
always
ago
play
you're
with
like,
both sides, and you know this.
yeah, you were telling me a year ago, you're like, I'd watch out for her. I'd watch out for that one because she knows. Like there's a very intent understanding.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's not fully lost it, but it's the understanding where I'm like, okay, yes, I agree with you fully, not right now, and that's what confuses her because she's like, but you said always. Yes, always, but not always in you. She's still coming to grips with that realization, which I'm trying to teach her as being the crazy fucking uncle that the only way I can. And Phoenix is almost there. She understands the game, but she doesn't understand the sleight of hand and the quick switch with the game when dealing with siblings. And that's what I'm trying to teach her because I taught her, yes, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with having that thought and having that be in the back of your brain, the subconscious, always being aware of your full who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the, no. Keep the, with the, all at the same time. Because she doesn't realize it, but because I've really learned her body language because of some of the stuff she's smiled at me and I'm like, yes, child, feed the beast, feed the fire. It lives inside you, the little mini demon. Like one of the sound effects I played last week. When the devil on my shoulder goes, "The fuck are you doing?" I love that part.
Yeah.
And I love seeing Phoenix be that. But at the same time, you have to know when to slightly tweak that so that way that's not what everybody sees. I like that she can show it, but I also know that scares the fucking people around her. I mean, I love that from a third party point of view, just to watch the let's watch the fun. But there are certain situations where I'm like, no. In this situation, you can't do that. But you said to always have that available. Always have it available and ready to pull out of you. A second, but don't always show it. Trying to teach her the new way to, now that she's at the age she has and where she is in school, it's the slightly altered. And she's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's called.
I missed a step.
Like she's trying to learn how to mask and learn how to
properly mask with also showing the intent. I can kill you if you weren't paying attention, asshole. But I mean that's a skill I had to learn too. And once I realized it, it's like I have to show the younger ones. No. Always have the ideal and the preparedness to know the little darkness inside of you at all times, but also be the brightest candle in the room. Be the true Lucifer Samael. I am the brightest, most beautiful thing you will ever see, but at the same time, remember, the brightest, most beautiful thing you will ever see is the sun. And when it goes, or, bitch, everything's gone, mother trucker.
Yeah.
If you can't come to the realization of that's who you are, being the brightest and at the same time being the most evil and darkest thing in the world and in existence, you will never get to your full potential because you can see where to go, but also know, I could, but I probably should because I don't want to spend my entire life in a fucking box, in a metal cage.
Yeah.
So fuck that.
Yeah.
I know what I could do. I mean, that's like me talking to you about, oh no, I could have like nuked the whole thing and just been like, alright, now I'm dead. Goodbye. Poof.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Freaking within the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I could have, and nobody would have known breathing wiser.
Yeah.
Because I know how to do it. It's not that you can't, it's the, you have no clue.
Yeah.
I've seen myself in so many different hairstyles I've created and done to enough people. If I show up somewhere else, fully shaved, with different hairstyles, they'll know me. But they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
They know what I let them see. So going back to like Cincinnati or Oklahoma or certain places and people who know me or think they know me from what they saw when I was younger, if they saw the true me now, they'd shit their pants and run the other direction. Or they'd pull out a gun, try to rip my head off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I
trying to teach the children is always the hardest part I've learned.
yeah, no, that's the thing is I'm trying to teach them balance and trying to teach them stoicism.
Don't touch the keyboard, kid. Looks like you want to jump.
Teach them stoicism, managing the emotions, and how to navigate like life
The
around
chaos of Earth.
yeah, life chaos around Earth, but also kind of because like Aryan is now 8, and so he's learning kind of what right and wrong is a little bit, and to the point where Phoenix tried walking out of a store with a toy, and Aryan was like, "Phoenix, you're not supposed to do that," and she's like, literally trying to sneak it.
Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yep.
I literally am fucking 2 steps away.
Yeah, like we were just almost out of the store doors, and she's
Yeah, I
trying
remember you telling me that. She's like, fucking rat.
Yep.
There was the look of, I should rip your throat out right now with my bare teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
But I think it's funny that now everybody, because when we started hanging out and I started coming around more, I'm like, do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? What do you mean? And me starting to point stuff out to you and Ghostiel about the lunacy I saw in each child and their level of awareness or comprehension that they either showed or didn't know how to show, but they were aware of.
Yep.
And the level that Phoenix was always aware of, and the way we smiled at each other, I'm like, oh, she knows more than anybody will ever give her credit for, because of the psychopathness awareness of your brain where emotions are stupid, or psychopath, sociopath, where it's like, I know how to. This is gonna be fun to watch the stupidity here.
Yep.
Like you, seeing with me, like, yes, see if anybody knows, recognizes the nuke or grenade I just threw into the mix.
Yep. That's essentially, because like I've been learning from
Is
you.
there a wasp? Keep looking behind me.
No, I think it was a fly.
Okay.
But basically, when I was sitting there and I was kind of watching for some of the stuff you've been talking about, especially the last several weeks, about like stoicism, about like kind of tossing the grenade down and then watching see the pretty fireworks type stuff, and like
let's see if anybody notices or see how long it takes them to notice.
yeah, that's kind of kind of like what I'm
like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and so like I was kind of like just trying to see what planting little seeds and like seeing kind of things that I would do, like things that like in situations with people, especially people that I've had chagrins with or people that I've had
Issues with?
conflicts with or interpersonal conflicts, things like that.
Professional and personal, yeah.
Yes, and then just kind of seeing, what would happen if I just kind of went, okay, let's see how long it takes for the bomb to go off. That's
yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yep, like learning the
Yeah,
machinations
no,
of that. Because of the fact that in the past, throughout the years, I've always been kind of more impulsive.
Yeah,
Been more like jump into conflict, and now it's just like
what's
I'm kind
it
of
been,
just
4
been like,
years now? Because we started hanging out really hard in 19?
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
18, 19?
And so I kind of just went like this and was like, learning how to do this. Okay, let's observe. Let's see. Let's see where everything goes.
Go to the third person point of view of your entire life.
Yes.
And everything around it. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, and then like everyone around you believes that they're the protagonist and believes that they're the hero and they're the the whatever. But yeah, really, you're just watching for yourself and being like, I wonder how this will play out. Wonder how everything will go. Oh, okay. Straight up.
Yeah, I finally, and it's not even brainwashed you. I've just told you about the fun of it, and you're like, I wonder how fun it is. Let's actually play this game.
Yeah.
And you're like, I love this, because doing this and just waiting for them to go, wait, what happened? Why am I on fire?
Yep.
Who lit that fire? Fuck, I'm cooking from the inside, sort of thing.
Yep.
That's why I mentioned that at the beginning, because I knew I was going to bring it up later just for shits and giggles. But I'm enjoying watching you taking some of my lunacy and going, ah, let's see. Or, boop.
Yep.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And now you're finally in the head space and realization, or it's your age now that you've got to the point. Let's see what happens, stupid.
Yep. So like I've just been like learning how I've been seeing a bit of my own inner chaos coming out.
Oh yeah.
Just a bit.
The realization of the God level potential in yourself.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yep.
Especially with the first realization where you're like, oh wait, I can actually, oh fuck, yes.
Yep.
Because you were talking about it when we were talking earlier about, 48 laws of power, this piece and this piece. Because you were explaining what was going on, which I'm not going to put out here because that's your right to tell if you want to or not. But it's the thing of, it's something you talk about, but also something that they talk about in 48 Laws of Power. I'm like, ooh, I can actually use that.
Yep. And like
that was like my whole point of like, yes, they said this book is evil, and if you can get past the fourth of it, which is 10 chapters in or 12 chapters in, you might be a sociopath or psychopath. And I'm like, I listened to the whole book in like 2 days.
Yep. What's funny is it is a lot of information to take in.
Oh yes.
But it's like at the end of the day,
it's very useful too.
But when you listen to it and everything, you start to hear parts of it play in your head, especially depending on the scenario you're in or situation you're in. And then you start to like be like, oh wait, I've been doing that one all along, or oh wait, that's a new thing to try.
I've seen that in my life. Somebody else doing that sort of thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And it's like
the realizations
super
you have are immeasurable in the way you're just like, light bulb, I know how this one works.
Yep.
Or, ooh, I wonder what they're going to tell me. Is it going to be from a communist country or a country before it was communist? Ooh, this is going to be fun.
Yep.
That's where I always think it's funny that this is the story. This is a person who did it. Oh, that's a communist country before it became communist. Fun.
Yep.
And I always think it's funny when you listen to how the countries became what they were or became a country.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the Russia stories and some of the China stories where it's like, and then they went to communism and they're quite literally shitting in their own fucking goddamn hands. Hey, look! It's like, you disgusting dirty bitch.
Yep.
It's like, y'all had a perfectly good plan. It was working. And then you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because that's where we currently are with Russia and China and all this stupidity of, well, just everything in general. It's like, y'all realize how stupid y'all look and how y'all literally, it's not even burning the candle at both ends. You literally took the candle and just jumped into a fucking goddamn volcano. Y'all realize this, right?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, brother? Badass.
Oh my God! And when I watched the Republican debate, the first debate by the Republicans, I was like, dude, with how our country flip-flops so much and changes between Democrat and Republican, and like
or
every
conservative and liberal bullshit.
Yeah, every single administration seems to change from Republican or Democrat and seems to go back and forth and flip-flop and flip-flop and flip-flop. If it goes from Biden to suddenly back to Republican,
Trump or somebody else Republican, yeah,
we're fucked.
As long as it's not the asshole from Florida. No offense to him.
Yeah, I do not like it.
No, because some of the shit he put into place in the last few years in his reign, because that's what I'll call it, is a fucking reign, because it wasn't a freaking term.
Yeah.
As governor of Florida, it's like, are you smoking pot, or are you just like, we're going to communism anyways, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like the asshole who's the prime minister or whatever of Canada, and how everybody's like calling him out on his shit. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Look at me, I'm so shiny. It's like, you realize you're literally just proving their point by acting like all communist leaders, like I have done nothing wrong. it was for the betterment of everybody, while you're trying to fuck everybody in the ass without lube.
Yeah.
It's like, you realize we all see this all the time because everything's online all the time now, motherfucker.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that every time... So, okay, one of the things that I didn't like about him, aside from, you know, his policies, of course, and, like, some of the stuff he was talking about, is every time... Okay, so, you know how, with Trump, people would be like, oh, he's so rude and disrespectful, whatever, but he at least answered the question?
Yeah.
The moderator would ask him a question that one of the constituents would ask, right? Or, you know,
or they wanted to know, and
yeah,
here's
one of the
question.
different parts of social classes and things like that. Ron DeSantis literally refused to answer the question 4 times.
Which proves he's a bitch.
Like, throughout the
If you're
entire
not willing
debate.
to hold your dick up and grab yourself by the balls and say, yes, I'm better than you because I'm rich, because I tricked you fuckers into giving me the best job where I can make the most money. Hee hee, fuckers.
He literally would ignore...
And be honest about it.
Yeah. He would literally ignore the entire fucking question, and then he would literally pitch
He
the
ditched out
same...
like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he literally would pitch the same shit and look at the camera, because the camera was focused on his pretty little face. They'd look at the camera.
It was his turn to
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, he would look at the camera and do the same exact fucking sales pitch, only 4 different times in 4 different ways. And I was just like, okay, 2 of those times you said the same shit. On the first and last time, you slightly altered it just enough. But you literally just ignored the person.
Do you know what that means?
He's a dick.
No. That he thinks because Trump keeps getting put with all these charges, because he knows that the liberals, extreme leftists, extreme liberals, are trying to literally burn Trump at the stake, that no matter what, because people like me more, because I'm not a complete dumbass, he's going to get the win no matter what.
Yeah,
But what he doesn't realize is, no matter how much they throw at Trump, no matter how many times he jumps in and out of the bullshit court, and then they get proven that he's not the only president who's done this.
Yeah.
Every president has done this. Why are y'all bitching at him? Oh, wait, that's right, because you're trying to throw him under the bus so that way you can try to steal the fucking election and keep it leftist or anybody who's not Trump.
Yeah.
Because
even though he's very conservative.
The Florida guy, I can't remember his
Ron
name.
DeSantis.
Yeah, Ron DeSantis is basically a liberal right side.
He's like conservative.
No, he's not. He's pretending to be conservative while being an extreme liberal who says, I'm a Republican.
Really?
That's my viewpoint by what I've seen and what I've heard.
He's literally trying to ban books and shit in Florida. And he's like trying to make things hard for.
But the way he's doing it,
rights is
it's
terrible.
not the proper way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like me, like, okay, why are you trans people trying to like brainwash the kids like the fucking gays and lesbos did when I was literally in high school and coming out of high school?
Yeah, he's being terrible to those exact people. He's being terrible to human
But
rights
he's
people.
not doing it the way that it should be done, so that way he doesn't look like he's Lucifer. He's doing it on purpose. Because who are the people who are the biggest racists and the biggest homophobes? The actual liberals. Because they're the ones who started the KKK, started all these acts that are supposed to help the blacks get the special thing to get to college, which literally everybody started bitching about 3 years ago, basically right after Trump came out of office and Biden got in. It's the, you realize you're making D's in every class, but they literally gave you a free ride through college to say, we don't care, let the dumbass be in charge. And get the pretty fucking print. Hey, look, you graduated, even though you're the dumbest piece of shit ever. Not actually telling them you have to work hard for it. No, you're, excuse my language, a nigga, to get through and, haha, here's a free ride because you're black. Or you're dark skinned. Because you're dark skinned, here's a free ride even though you're the dumbest asshole in the fucking group. Instead of giving it to somebody who's darker skinned, who actually
there was a darker skinned
fought
guy on the stage.
for the right and tried their hardest.
There's a darker skinned guy on the stage, and I honestly that was one point where I really wish that they'd let them talk for more than 30 seconds and stop interrupting them every fucking 5 seconds when they're talking.
Right.
Because the guy talked really slow. And the guy was like, they were like, you got 30 seconds. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm a southern boy, I talk slow. And I'm like, poor guy. Just give him more time.
Here's my thing. Okay. Southern from what portion? No, that's where my brain instantly goes. Do we know where he's from? Because depending on where he's from determines that. I'm East Coast.
Yeah.
Who went to a more southern state. Because Virginia is a southern state, technically.
Yeah.
Because that's why West Virginia left Virginia. Because, brain. President.
Which one?
The jackass who said, we're fighting the other half of the United States that left because slavery. But actually, they left because, fuck you, you don't give us our free rights, and whenever
We're talking about a non-white guy?
No, the white president.
Which
Lincoln.
One? Oh, Lincoln.
Because
One of the best
Lincoln
presidents.
was about to lose the vote to get voted back into office for the second term. He literally said, no, the Civil War is to fight the South because they're all slave owners and stuff, even though that had not a fucking thing to do with why they split from the Union.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with it because they had more black people in their freaking army than the Northerners. It was, here's propaganda to make us look like the good guys.
Yeah.
And because of that propaganda, that was one of the reasons West Virginia left Virginia. Because it's one of the things from growing up in Virginia. It's one of the things that's discussed not all that much.
The guy was from.
But I mean, I've heard more discussion about West Virginia leaving Virginia since I've left the East Coast, and it's like, wait, what the fuck?
So there was an older guy with a beard who was from North Carolina, and then there was the darker skinned guy who was really cool. And I could tell he was very down to earth. He was probably one of the nice guys on the stage, and he was from West Virginia.
Yeah.
The darker skinned guy.
Not really a southern state. Technically, that's a union state because they left Virginia because they wanted to stay part of the union. Even though D.C. is literally sitting on the dick of Virginia. Fuck off. Kiss my ass. I'm coming for you motherfuckers. Because if we want to fight about it, technically, D.C. was part of Virginia before they decided to make themselves their own little territory, even though technically it's treated like its own state, but yet you don't have to pay state taxes, but yet you get ganked more out of your county and state taxes in D.C. than you do anywhere else. Because, haha, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's irritating and annoying shit. And fuck you, light, and fuck you, spirits. I said what I said. Bring it, bitch. Come at me.
Wait, you think the spirits are trying to fuck with us?
I will eat your souls for fucking breakfast. Oh, yeah, no. Crazy Went Pete. Oh. They're pissed, and because of what I said, they're gonna jump at me.
Oh.
Bring it. Because this is a fucking Yank state. I'm a southerner. Virginia, and then Oklahoma, every summer in Florida. I'm as southern as you can get. Bring it, jackass. I'll burn the whole place down. Who cares? We'll go back to Civil War. Us fucking southerners will take this whole bitch over. We're no longer in the United States of America. We're the United fuck you of America. Bring it, bitch. Because because in the southern states, what do most southerners own? And what do most people joke about rednecks? We own more guns than the fucking military, and if shit happens and they come to the southern coast, us southerners will fuck up anybody who's trying to enter and take over the United States. We'll have all those motherfuckers dead tied up or hog tied hanging from a tree before the fucking military gets there. Like, you bitches, lately had these fuckers fucked up like 2 days. Within 2 hours they're gonna show up. Psh, please, bitch. You can take them now. I'm sorry. Us southerners are evil. We're the most down-to-earth, nicest people you'll meet. But you cross the line, I hope you're ready to be hog-tied and freaking put on a spick like a pig.
I heard a Ferudian slip almost happened.
I blew it, yeah. My brain goes sleep mode. I'm like, no, I'm talking in energy. Because, I mean, it's stuff growing up, learning, and hearing from the southern point of view, growing up in southern states, and now being in Ohio for a few years, a Yank state, and being here in Utah, a Yank state, and hearing some of the lunacy.
Yeah.
It's like, you fuckers have no goddamn clue about the southerners, do you? Y'all are stupid. Y'all are just like, y'all crazy fucking southerners will kill anybody who walks over the line. We won't kill you. We'll make you wish you were dead. That's it.
Yeah,
it's something I grew up with.
Yeah,
but then you were saying?
It's pretty funny though, because like,
you've seen it in me?
well, not only have I seen it in you, but I've also seen it in multiple different areas online recently. Especially with DeSantis gaining such influence, and especially with them trying to push DeSantis and push other people.
Yeah, that's
into
the
media
liberals pushing DeSantis because they don't want Trump, because he'll get into office, he'll pull his dick out and say, "What the fuck are you doing, asshole?
I have to say,
leave Ukraine alone, or I'm gonna shove my dick in your ass."
I have to say, at least Trump didn't try to ban books.
No, but he has also openly said, "I wish these trans people would quit trying to fucking brainwash our kids."
He did say that.
I mean, I've heard it from more than one person. I've even heard gay men be like, "Fuck you, trans, you're not part of this," and light or rip the flag up and say, "Fuck you, this is not what we represent. It's freedom to love whoever I want to love." You fuckers are changing the game and starting to do shit that we did not fucking agree to. We do not agree. You are not part of the Rainbow Squad. Kiss my fucking ass.
You know who I would actually have loved to see, and would love to see run and actually gain more traction?
Homosexual male or female senator or something?
No.
For presidency?
RFK.
I think
Robert F. Kennedy.
He is smart enough, but yet he's at the older age, so everybody's like, "Ah, yeah,
He's
whatever."
buff as fuck.
Oh yeah. Well,
And,
that's
like,
what I'm
goes
always
to
talking about.
gym.
Be that
And,
buff
like,
old guy where it's like,
Yeah.
"Would you say more?"
He could it's like oh, we got relations with China and Korea. Okay, here, I'll just toss them. Just throw them.
Well, did you? I haven't looked at it. I gotta look it up. Is the interview he had with Joe Rogan yet? I haven't watched it yet.
I think they were doing it, and I know for a fact
He's
talked
talked
to
about it
Russell
on a
Brand.
couple of the
Yeah.
newer podcasts, so I gotta look to see where the fuck that one was.
Just so
that's
you guys-
one I missed.
Just so you guys know, I know we ourselves have talked about running for office quite a bit, but in the current landscape of things, with the way things are running,
that
if
is not happening.
if you want to vote for somebody that is not Donald Trump, not Don DeSantis, not anyone, look up Robert F. Kennedy, who is also the
Junior.
nephew. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's also the nephew of John F. Kennedy, JFK. You probably didn't even know that.
Yeah, JFK, what I like is he even said, "Oh, no, the CIA took him out because they were talking about it right after it happened."
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And me
it's-
being a kid, they're like, "Oh, whatever, it's a kid." But the funny part is, it's like I always talk about, kids listen to fucking everything and know everything you say, whether you want them to or not.
Yeah. Look up JFK, which will then loop you to RFK, his nephew, and look
It
up
should.
RFK Jr. on Google, and also look him up on Rumble
Everywhere.
on
dude.
Russell Brand, and then look him up in general,
Oh, yeah.
and you'll eventually find him. I would vote for RFK almost instantly. In fact,
It's
I
him
would.
or Trump. Those are like my two where I'm like, let's see who makes it out of the bullshit. Because, motherfucker, that's not even a goddamn option.
Yep. Like,
Because
having
those two are
Kennedy
the
back in
two
office would be
that I
amazing.
think have the biggest balls to go, "Yeah, motherfucker."
Yep, and he
Fuck
stands
you,
for.
bitch.
He has a lot of the same ideals as JFK, because that was his uncle.
Well, I mean, he saw what got his uncle.
Yep.
So he's like, no. Social media, everything's everywhere.
Yep.
Because he's read all this stuff, he actually knows the fucking facts, and he's not a dumbass. So my first thought is, yes! And somebody who likes going to the gym, boop, double down.
Yep. Like, I was showing
Because
my
if Trump's
Sweden
not
buddy
on the
pictures of it.
ballot, it's him instantly. If Trump's on the ballot, no offense, try next time, homie. Trump, just to piss off everybody else. Just to go, just for shits and giggles.
See, what's funnier is RFK is actually a Democrat.
Yeah.
That's what's
Well,
funny.
no. Here's my viewpoint on it. The liberals don't want him. And the Republicans are afraid of him. So he's like, I'll go as a Democrat. So that way, even if they try to burn me at the stake, hee bitches. Because he's a conservative leftist.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So my thing is, you're the... Because he's even admitted, talked about it on a couple of podcasts, like you were talking about Russell Brand. I actually watched it, the whole thing. Or, well, I should say listened to it. But it was him talking about... He is, like me and you always talk about,
smack dab in the middle.
Conservative and liberal enough to be right there where you put my name on whichever side I decide this week, bitch. Fuck you.
Yep.
I'm not going against Trump because that would be a battle I'd never win. So, yeah, let's go against the idiot who can't fucking walk across the damn stage without tripping over his own ass or staring at some inappropriate thing or just speaking out of his ass, talking to the spirits because he's on the edge of death's door.
Yeah.
I'd rather go against dipshit grandpa than Trump. And then it's an even battle. Me versus Trump, bitches.
Yep.
And when he said that sort of stuff, I was like, ooh, no, we got a real battle here. This is going to be fun.
Yep.
You know I love this sort of shit. It's like, yes! Somebody who's just enough in the center, but I'm running Democrat.
Yep. Somebody could, the thing of the week is flip a coin, and that's kind of the direction you go.
Oh, yeah. Be like, okay, what's the issue? This, and this. How about this? That doesn't help me. But I won't get my money from the liberals.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Stamp, this is what we're doing it. We're doing it this way. Both sides will be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, what needs to happen will fucking happen.
Yep.
And that's where I'm like, yes!
Yeah, no, I'm sick of how things are running in the country. I'm utterly sick of it.
Well, not just the country, dude. I mean, the world. It's like, hello?
Yep.
Is the internet made you all stupid, or y'all just... Yes, I saw this factoid, but didn't do enough research to know the true freaking thing. That's why I like Trump. He's a little arrogant. He's a complete asshole. But I like that, because I'm like...
Even he is seeming exhausted.
I don't think he's exhausted. He's more like, really? More bullshit trying to arrest... Fine, fuckers, I'll just show up. Alright, I'm here, just stupid. What? You heard me, motherfucker. You just stupid. So put the cuffs on me, dumbass. Welcome to the hurry up, bitch.
I was watching his interview with Tucker Carlson recently. And he is so exhausted.
I think he's just tired of fighting. I'm just like, are you... Really? You're just trying to throw me under the bus again? Y'all have tried 20 times and I'm still here.
Yeah.
Fuck off. And he stopped coloring his hair. That's what I like. And it's showing the true white. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I know. He's starting to show more of what his actual hair color is.
And who he is. I like that he's who he is. The only issue I have is the same thing Rogan brought up is they stole the last election. Dude, just drop that. Just go with, you know what? Fuck them because they always cheat. But so does my side. You know what? We all cheat a little bit. So fuck it. Let's run this full balls to balls.
Yeah,
Let's see who's got the biggest dick.
One thing he did say in the Carlson interview is that both sides did things wrong.
Oh yeah.
As he said, both sides did things wrong. He said yes, they stole the election, but yes, both sides did things wrong. Yes, we could have done things better. But overall, overall it was utter chaos and nothing, really went very well. And
either way,
and it should have gone better. And he was admitting to some of the stuff, but like not like to the point of like, you know,
throwing himself under the bus.
yeah, he's
himself.
not like
yeah.
playing the apologist card
Or
that
the
the
I'm a
liberals want.
victim. He's like, no. They did steal the election, but I mean, we all kind of fucked up because they tried to throw me under the bus, and I said, "Bring it, motherfucker!" Instead of like, let's actually talk about this.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of the bravado he's always thrown out because that's the whole, you know, how he got famous with the TV show. Ah, really? You're fired.
Yeah. No, he was playing a bit more of the real Donald on an interview.
Yeah.
It threw me off. Like I was like watching this and I'm like,
But I mean,
can you
do
do
you
that
not
next time?
see
Like
that?
this time, like in this
the
election.
real Donald, the real Andrew Tate, the real RFK Jr., the real this person, the real that person. Everybody's shit is out there for everybody to see all the time. So I'm like, yes. This is going to be a fun show. A fun battle. Okay, ready? Battle to the death. Let's see who makes it out of the cage, and that's who's the next president.
I feel like this
That's what I'm
election
waiting
is going to be one of the most interesting,
And chaotic things.
chaotic, plot twisty. Like,
Oh yeah.
the last election was a bunch of insults, like normal, but it was like
And
on
it
steroids and
super stupid.
4,000 times, you know.
I mean, because me
to the
and
point
you
were
were talking
people were
about
so
it.
exhausted and stressed out that if anyone even mentioned it at all, they'd be like, "No, turn it off. I don't want to deal with it. I just want to escape reality, and I just want to be lied to." Like that's
Everybody but me, you, and
Yeah.
and the wife. Of course, I think the wife got caught up in it because me and you were like, yeah,
She
let's
got
see both sides.
really
Let's
caught up in it.
fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. Let's see both the idiots fight. Let's see who actually says something worth listening to. And they were both just, no offense to him at the time. He was trying to speak his truth, but at the same time, I always being a complete dumbass. And I'm like, yeah, but none of the other idiots were both fucking voting for, and they're not on the whatever freaking seed blah blah thing.
Yeah.
And my thing is, okay, but when's the like voting for the who we actually want to be on the ballot thing? Because everybody always talks about it, but it's like, I never see when that vote comes up.
Yeah.
I never see with, what do we want to vote? Who do we actually want to be the names that we're going to put up against each other for Republican, Democrat? And for like me, nonpartisan, I throw up the vote for whoever I think is the best candidate.
Yeah.
Can we not because I'm not affiliated, because I don't know, with the stupidity of both sides right now, it's like, nah, I'm in the middle, fuck you both. You're being a bunch of bitches and little kids. This is no longer, who's my favorite.
Are we having a new president in January then, or is that going to be next year?
Next year. Next year's the vote.
Okay.
Next November is the vote.
Okay. Because I was so confused. I was like, wait, are we
It's
wrapped up in
every
a
4
chaos
years.
right now that we don't even know that the election's like right around the corner?
Well, no, because it's the who do you want to be your ballot. But I never see, when those votes come up or where the hell they're supposed to be held at.
Yeah. Oh. We probably should actually go to the city building and find out.
I don't think it's the city. I think it's held at the Capitol in Salt Lake.
Huh.
I mean, that's a fucking hour drive from here.
Yeah, that is
If
true.
everybody's going to put in their vote, how close to fucking how screwed is that? No, sorry, we're closed. Too many fuckers showed up. It's like, well, good. At least we actually got a real opinion in.
Yeah.
That would be my benefit. Everybody goes and it's like, we're not prepared for this. Yes, this is what happens when people talk and be like, we're going to fix this bullshit now.
Yeah. I feel like, though, I think
Because
this
on the last
year,
election, it was...
next year, we should actually go to the city building and start, trying to see events that we can start showing up to.
Well, I know for Facebook, the Clearfield City Council is like their weekly or monthly council, because of COVID happened, and they did it, live streamed it, or started live streaming it. I've actually watched a few of them. And it was very informative.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, well, if I can't go there in person, like we used to,
Yeah.
which is what I always liked doing, but I could never, find the time, or on whatever day it was, I was always stuck doing something, or I had some other
That's
event.
kind of
It's
how
like,
it is for a lot of people, though.
why the fuck is it everybody trying to throw an event so that way I can't go to city council and actually give my opinion on current shit or current stuff. It's like, are you all trying to like push us into? Nobody needs to show up. We're gonna talk about it and make our own decisions.
That's kind of how it feels.
That's
though.
how, yeah, right.
Like, all the time, like.
But I know who the current mayor is, and I know that's not what he's trying to do, because he actually wants everybody to speak. Because he actually made a comment once at church that nobody ever goes to the city council stuff. I'm like, I don't know when the hell it is.
You should probably ask him like when the next one is.
No. Just look it up on the Facebook group. Just look up Clearfield City Council.
Yeah.
They have a Facebook group, and you can look up when the next. Because they have a schedule on there or a way to get to the city website to look it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's a way because I've actually looked it up once, but
Yeah.
I'm always so busy, or that's on the day when I'm with the kids. That's like,
yeah, and I work during
I
the day.
can't fucking go.
And I work during the day. Like, I work from like 10 in the morning till 7 at night in the evening. And like by the time I
Yeah, and they hold it at like 5.
Yeah, so I'm like
so
last,
you're SOL and I'm SOL.
I'm
Because
last
I'm
stretch
with
of
the
the day.
kids at that time.
Yeah, I'm last stretch of the day, and then suddenly I'm helping the wife with the kids and
All the lunacy of being
yeah.
a parent.
Yep. Or like dealing with the whole take time off here, do this here, stretch here, to just kind of bounce around and take care of school stuff and kids stuff, and it is just
The
chaos.
chaos of being an adult.
Yeah, it's just chaos nonstop.
I always love it because it's like, I didn't realize being an adult was going to be this hard, to be this thing. People will be like, I don't want to adult anymore.
Yeah.
And my first thought is, if your parents would have told you what my parents told me, you don't want to be an adult, this is just kind of clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There's a bunch of
sounds
running
like
around with your head
fun.
cut off and doing errands or doing stuff around the house and like trying to constantly play
It's a
catch up.
constant clusterfuck.
And then like keep all your ducks in a row and realize that half of them are squirrels, half of them are geese, and one of them might be a swan, but you're not sure.
It's don't count the eggs before they hatch sort of thing. Yeah. And by the time they hatch, it's like, that is not what I prepared for. When the hell did... What, nobody told me we were doing platypus, goddammit. I thought we were doing birds, motherfucker. It was an egg.
Yeah. It's like, wait,
The hell?
why is one of those ducks actually a squirrel? Fuck.
Well, no, that's where the platypus comes in. It looks like a squirrel. No, that's just a platypus.
Yeah.
It's like, did that squirrel just hatch out of an egg? That's a platypus. Are you fucking serious? Yeah. Give it 2 weeks. It'll look like what you think a baby platypus should look like. That's an ugly motherfucker. Yeah, they usually are for the first month.
Yep.
What universe am I in? This is not what the fuck I said. This is not where I thought I lived. I thought I was in World 5, not World 2.
Yep.
The fuck?
It's kind of like when you're a teenager and you're either working a job or doing whatever you're supposed to do, but then like
and then
you
you
want
get a
to,
swift kick in the nuts of reality. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
and then you're like playing a game or something, and for some reason you spawn in the wrong server on the wrong planet with the wrong character, and you're wondering.
Or your respawn is in the worst spot, right where the enemy's standing. Haha.
Yep. And then you're like, what just happened? Oh fuck, gotta respawn.
Fuck.
And then all of a sudden, and then you respawn in the worst place again. And you're like, what is going on here? That's adulthood.
Welcome to life.
Yep.
You have bills. You have car payment. You have insurance to drive a car. You have no money. Fuck you.
Yep. And then you're like, open
How
up
am I
your mail.
supposed to eat?
You open up your mail and you're like, that's due already? Wasn't it like, oh shit, that was 3 weeks ago.
I'm just like, this is gonna suck. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
I've just come to the realization.
Here we go. Here we go. Fuck.
Ready, set. Okay, fuck it. I mean, that's why I've become the pull the pin or throw the lit grenade and just, well, let's see if it actually all goes to shit or if it blows
Pretty
up and it's actually pretty. Yeah, it's like pure destruction or, hey look, I actually got fireworks this time.
Yeah. The fuse actually went off. Okay.
Or the fuse went off on the right thing to go boom.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty, not just shit, everything's fucked.
Why is the fuse covered in peanut butter?
Shit.
Okay, that was half a rainbow.
Why does it look like fucking God's asshole? I did not sign up for this fucking goddamn TV. No. It's TiVo. Frank.
Yep. It's like, why does the Roku look like a giant walrus? Okay then.
I did not sign up for this subscription. Actually, this is the one you signed up for. That is not what you told me it was.
Yeah.
Fucking
False advertising.
I signed up for tits, not balls. God damn it. Wrong porn site. You asked for anal, bitch. You didn't specify. Fuck!
You shouldn't have short trunk. It's like, what? It was 5 o'clock somewhere.
I wanted to watch anal, but not two guys. Where the fuck's the anal? I want it. You know exactly what I mean.
Yep.
It's that drunk. Yeah, let's watch some girl get fucked in the ass. That's not a girl. Why are there two balls?
It reminds me of the band that was shown by Jonas recently. 2 girls, 1 black.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Literally, like, he showed me a page for it. I'm like, I listened to the band. I'm like, then at the very bottom it said 2 girls, 1, and I'm like, what? I just kept going.
Wait, was that before or after they decided to cut and edit? Do I have to see?
Yeah.
Just the lunacy of it's like, oh, well, that's gonna be fucking interesting or complete clusterfuck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just fucking like everything. Like this year has been one giant clusterfuck.
Oh, that's an understatement. Very open with her shit.
Yeah.
And then it was the thing that popped up her thing, and I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, let's look at her podcast, because she says she talks about things, and then it was live anal. I'm like, okay, just to click to get a, is this actually what's happening, or it's a like a story of it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, oh. No, that's exactly what the fuck this is.
Right on Fun
Okay!
Street. Right on Fun Street. Enjoy the show.
I mean, when that was, I'm like, oh no, she actually titled it properly.
Oh, fuck.
And then I haven't seen shit for months, because that was in May. I'm like, I wonder if I should look for this shit on Pornhub or something else. Because I like the way she talks and the subjects she brings up on certain things. And she goes through it from a female perspective, but I also find it quite interesting, the openness of her podcast and the openness of her talking like I am with you here.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I actually want to see some of the subjects. And I'm like 2 podcasts in, and that's the next podcast. I'm like, don't fuck. That was out of nowhere. And then I went backwards looking for something like that, and I didn't go too far back because I got bored of scrolling, and I'm like, I don't see anything like this. I just see her discussing subjects.
Yeah.
It's just the random one to see if she got 1 million views or listens, to see, aha, let's see how popular I've become.
Yeah.
Because she also has an OF page, and I think she has a Pornhub account where she puts up videos and stuff, and it's like, people are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But alright, fine. I love the lunacy and the complete craziness, so it's like, okay, that's how far we've come.
Yeah.
If I had seen this Saturday thing, I probably would have changed a few choices, and I'd be in a different fucking timeline right now.
Yeah.
Which would be either fun or 10 times worse.
Yeah.
I did not touch your twink. Shut up, bitch. No, it thinks I twinked the. Oh yes, tell everybody. what I verbally said in a text message. You go fuck yourself a dick, bitch.
Yeah.
No, what I wanted, I didn't want live recorded, cause you. Yeah, that's always awkward. I've actually had it happen once. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't send it, but I'm like, play. That's not what I wanted to send. I did not mean to record that. Exit, delete, no. That does not need to be on anybody's hard drive anymore,
Yeah.
including the spies. They'd be like, the fuck did he just say? Because I could just see a phone call. Yeah? What branch? Am I screwed or am I getting a promotion and a better job? You don't have a job. I'm on disability. You're getting a promotion and a better job. Nice. So are you coming to me or I gotta come to you, and are you paying for the plane ticket? That's always my first thought with some of the randomness. It's like, Mike's Mortuary. You stab him, we slap him. Which corpse would you like to speak to? Peace Pool Hall. Which 8-ball would you like to nut? I mean, hit. I do that randomly just to like. Yeah, I said it on purpose.
That was
See
funny.
if you hang up or actually try to talk to me.
Earlier, we got called by some random person, and they're like, Thomas? And I'm like, I said that whole thing of.
You said Mike's Mortuary.
Right.
You stab him, we slap him. But I didn't tell you the second part to say. And they went, Thomas, which corpse would you like to speak to from me? And the which corpse? That's the call.
As soon as it got to rich corpse, all of a sudden, click.
Fuck.
Yep.
So I don't know if it was the crazy Nico and like, shit, they're gonna get me thrown in the fucking cage because they listen to the phone calls. I hope not, because if it was Nico, call him back.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem to match the phone number, so.
Well, it was the Thomas that made me think it's somebody who knows you who's changed their number and haven't told you yet. So the funny text message and or phone call you're gonna get tomorrow when you just answer it. Did you say this yesterday? Yes, this. Yes, it is. Hi.
Yeah. Oops.
Who was the one who said corpse? Tim.
Yeah.
Karnage. It's like I would.
Yeah.
They record and because they're in that situation currently, or you made some comment that they're closer and back into that
Yeah.
sort of thing, and it's like, oh, you being observed? Is that why you hung up? Yes. Well, the phone number wasn't the same when you called me from the day before. It's like, it's because it's always a different phone, or because it goes through the router, so it might not always be the same phone number.
Yeah.
And then it'll be you'll call me and tell me about it, and I'll laugh or go, oops, sorry, homie.
I'll probably actually message Nico and be like, did you call me earlier?
You should get the number. Did you call me from this number earlier? And the surprise, yes. You're just gonna have to screenshot it.
Gotta go here.
Add photo.
Yep. I have no idea who that number is. That's the problem.
Well, if it is, it'll be funny as shit.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, randomness we were talking about.
Yep.
Alright, we got approximately 40 minutes to an hour, so let's see if we can do soundbites and not kill my phone.
Alright.
Alright, volume all the way to max. Here comes the oohing and ahhing. Here's hoping not.
Blue Beam Project marks the beginning of total population control. This delusional project aims to stage a large-scale fake extraterrestrial invasion worldwide, with UFOs visible in the sky, and to introduce a fake god to save humanity from this invasion. They would employ highly realistic secret military technology, and they have recently conducted tests. The result is crazy. The ultimate goal would be to eradicate all religions and establish a single unified religion, thereby achieving complete control over the population through fear. This project, combined with the Heart Project, would enable the manifestation of a religious figure capable of causing earthquakes, storms, and natural disasters to more strongly modify the belief systems of the masses.
Did I talk about aliens and the masses?
Yes, they're going to fake aliens coming to Earth to try to control us.
Interesting.
That's
That
always
reminds me of
that's the
Secret
blue
Invasion.
one I was trying to tell you about. It's the Blue Beam project.
Yeah. That is super interesting.
And something popped up and it talked about it. I'm like, yes, that one. Okay, gotta save that soundbite.
Yeah.
I think the second one's talking about it too. So I don't know. Let's see. No.
The world's strongest man literally broke this machine after punching it too hard. On Eddie's first swing, he got a score of 962, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he kept swinging even harder and harder.
Eddie the Beast.
On the second try, he got an insane score of 980, but that still wasn't enough as he wanted to get the score 999. So Eddie swung again even harder.
And he always put his shoulder through
Eddie
the
still couldn't
freaking
reach
display.
The score, getting to 994, but Eddie wasn't done. This time he was going to use every ounce of strength. Eddie hit the machine so hard that
I
it just
know, I
took
got it.
every ounce of
Okay.
strength.
Damn.
Yeah, I figured I'd show you.
Machine so
Can't show
hard
them.
that it just turned off. I would say this definitely counts for a new record. The world shot.
Real world Hulk.
Well, Eddie Hall is Eddie the Beast Hall is one of the guys who won the World's Strongest Man. I mean, it's been a few years back, but he won it against Hathor,
Yeah.
the the monster, the mountain or whatever from Game of Thrones. That
Yeah.
guy. That guy has literally bitched and complained repeatedly about how Eddie stole that title from him that year. They were supposed to, they literally trained to get into a boxing match, and Eddie either, Hathor claims he faked it, but I kind of got a 50-50, I don't really give a shit either way, but it's he got an injury, and they had to postpone, so he just said, no, fuck it. I proved the point, I can do the workouts, I can be a badass and learn boxing in a year. I don't need to fight you no more. I proved I'm a badass. Kiss my butt.
Yeah.
Because he got injured, and I'm just like, okay, I don't really give a shit. Because no offense, Eddie's shorter than Hathor, so I think Eddie would have fucked up Hathor because he's shorter. He'd have busted him in the ribs and the abdomen so hard he'd have broke a rib or something. And then when he bent over for pain, he clocked his ass to fucking hell and back.
Yeah.
I mean, they're two basically world's strongest men guys, but yet Hathor's been so pissed at Eddie and always claiming crap that I just like, go motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of been a both of them, because Hathor never shuts up about it, because he brought it up enough times in enough interviews that Eddie always gets asked about it over the years.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me that was just like, yeah, from Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And the one who gave him the name The Beast was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger at one of the competitions. He's called You're a Beast. Because he did, I think it was the first, like, 1,000-pound, but it was like 900 something kilograms, the heaviest, like, squat.
Yeah.
And, like, bled and almost fainted.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But I like Eddie Hall. But now he's become such of a social media, like, big balloon head, gotta do everything for social media crap.
Yeah.
He's become annoying.
Fill out.
During the World Cup had 5 accusations of rape. He's trying to play the World Cup and 5 girls appear saying he raped them years ago. Every footballer, every rapper, every movie star, anyone who's successful or rich gets accused of these things. It happens all the time. It's an unfortunate side effect of being a wealthy, successful man. It's only about money, but when you're a very successful man and you're financially successful, everyone can't get the money from you she wants. It's very common, unfortunately, in the West for them to then accuse you of rape. Ronaldo.
I would agree with that. Because I've seen it. I've seen women claim things on me where I'm like, are you smoking crack?
No, it's an unfortunate side effect of becoming. That's one of the things
Rich
that.
and famous.
Yeah, it's one of the things that honestly like, it's great to be admired. It's great to be respected. It's great to be loved when you're successful and, you know, by certain social standards rich and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's also dangerous because you could run into the wrong person and they could try to get rid of your privacy, and they could try to infringe on your rights as a human being and, you know, try to destroy you with claims.
Did you just rub on my back, you lunatic?
Yeah. And he's just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
bitch. I'm not KSL. We already went over this earlier. Yeah, fuck you too. Okay, next Soundbite.
Have you heard of Project Bluebeam? It's a well-outlined conspiracy that suggests that the secret government is planning a new age religion. Through technology and organizations like NASA, they will attempt to fake the second coming of Christ to create a one-world government. The theory suggests that the project would involve a virus outbreak, staged alien invasion, an artificial rapture, and a global-scale holographic projection of religious figures like Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad. Sounds familiar, isn't it? COVID and shut down UFO balloons all seem very suspicious. So, did it start, and what is coming next?
That's another one of the blue beam.
Yeah,
Thingamabobs.
that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into Bluebeam and figure out all the mechanics.
That
of
was just one of the random ones from Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay. Save
Yeah.
that. Because, like I said, I've tried to talk to you. Couldn't remember if it was blue beam, blue balloon,
Something.
blue. Yeah, I can't remember what the fuck. And then when it popped up, because that was. The first one was Saturday, the next one was Monday. So I'm like, alright. Yeah, no, with as much as everybody's talking about it, it's a project that was, you know, openly part of the, like, Freedom of Information Act sort of stuff that's been shown, and my first thought is, God, y'all fucking bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam was said to have four
Yeah, here's
steps.
the other one.
Step 1 was the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge to set the stage. This stage involves staging earthquakes at various locations around the world, and at all their locations, planting evidence that would prove all other major religions wrong. According to Monast, this falsification already began with the films Space Odyssey, Star Trek, Star Wars, and E.T. that pushed the ideas of space invasions. He even said the film Jurassic Park was created as a way to push the theory of evolution. Step 2
Interesting.
is the most widely talked about part of the theory. In this stage, holographic lasers will be used to beam projections in the sky all over the world of whatever god is most predominant in that area. The god
Holographic.
will announce themselves, speaking every language, and then at the end of their performance, every god will come together as one. Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, that was only like the first little bit I could get. Cause that's
I'm really
all that was
interested
on
and
there.
curious about Project Bluebeam. Like, is that like a government project or what is that?
Well, do you remember the soundbite I showed you earlier before, like, Instagram told me, fuck you?
No,
AI! When the AI
Artificial
becomes
intelligence.
activated everywhere, it will create something that is Jesus,
Hmm.
and whatever the Islam one is, I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm having a brain fart. Their Messiah and
Yeah.
the Buddha, the
So
original Buddha.
Yahweh or
No, not their God, their Messiah.
oh
The guy who wrote the Quran.
oh Allah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
Interesting.
think Allah's God.
Muhammad.
Yeah. That guy.
Muhammad's like
Because that was
name
one
that
of
he's
the,
the
that
one.
was like 2 sound bites back.
Yeah.
Where it's Muhammad, Jesus, and Buddha. 'Cause those are like the 3 major religions.
Mm-hmm.
Who it's all of them through the AI. This is a soundbite earlier. I don't remember if you remember. But once that happens, especially you're gonna try, because he's the or the pretend AI or holographic entity
Yeah.
is basically all and none. It's quite literally the Antichrist, and when that happens, when AI becomes that dominant everywhere,
Yep.
it'll basically be the end of the world, because that's what the prophet said forever. But he also made the comment, it's just like me saying this, foreshadowing it, it's just like everybody saying, computers are going to be part of our regular everyday lives, and everybody called those people nuts, crazy, and stupid.
Yeah.
But yet, what do we carry around in our pockets every day? A fucking
Smartphone.
computer.
Yeah, computer.
A phone. A computer.
Yep.
Everywhere we go, we have a computer with us. They've become so tiny, you can carry it anywhere, everywhere.
And my entire series of whatever I write is always in my pocket.
Yep. Just a thought.
I smile when something bad happens to me. You know why? Because I am more powerful than the circumstances. I am more powerful than any heart-wrenching situation there is. I am a beast.
You want me to play it again?
Yeah.
I am a beast.
Yep.
Smile when something bad happens to me. You know
Okay,
why?
hang on.
I smile when something bad happens to me. You know why? Because I am more powerful than the circumstances. I am more powerful than any heart-wrenching situation there is. I am a beast.
I actually like that. 'Cause it's like an affirmation.
That's just one of those like little sound bites where I'm like, that sounds like me. I'm
yeah.
gonna use it.
No, it sounds like an affirmation to me because it's like, you know,
Well, that's how I saw it.
yeah,
same
people
diff.
deal with extreme stress every day or even minor inconveniences every day. And I deal with people every day on my job where the most minorest of inconveniences
Throws them into a whirlwind.
yeah, and then like they call me up and they practically are screaming at me and yelling at me, which causes my inconvenience. And so I have to remember to root myself in the present, breathe, and not let that completely disrupt my day, which is hard.
You can't let their bullshit destroy you.
Yeah, which is hard. It
Which is
an
always
aggressive
funny because,
match.
like, with AAA, which is what you're doing now, or, like, even when you're saying with friends, well, this isn't. Okay, can you, like, stop screaming at me for whatever the hell actually went wrong and tell me what's actually going on? Or what you called to get help with, or for me to fix, so I can actually help you fix it, or tell you, I'm sorry, you haven't paid enough money to get that specialty thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how people act when it comes to their car or their phone.
Well, I pay. You pay for insurance, sweetheart. Insurance doesn't cover you being a dumbass and shoving a dildo up your butt and deciding to go down the highway at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like,
Sorry, I just had to go with the extreme.
I was there listening to someone tell me like the most mild first world problem in the world, and they're acting like someone like just
Murdered them or attempted to.
yeah, or like something really really bad happened to them, and I'm just like, that is a very very small first world problem. But let's say definitely.
Okay, I'll pause you on first world problem because the funny part is technically everything that happens in this world is a third world problem because we're on the third world of first. Now that I've said that made you laugh. Next soundbite.
This time you can't talk about gay people. Everybody gets all worked up. Stop
Sorry,
it.
man.
They're sensitive. Why? 'Cause they
I mean,
suck
Ralphie
dick?
May.
Stop it. Okay, because they suck dick.
Hang on a second.
And this time you can't talk about gay people. Everybody gets all worked up. Stop it. They're sensitive. Why? 'Cause they suck dick? Stop it. Okay, because they suck dick, they get to have a parade and fuck up traffic for 3 days. What the fuck is that, girls? Y'all suck dick. Where's your parade? Right. Where's your parade? And don't get it twisted. I'm not homophobic, okay? I'm just saying, okay, I ain't willing to take a 15-mile detour so little bunny cuckoo can walk up and down the street going, yay for dick, I like it in the butt. Now I'm gas for $2.23 a gallon. Fuck you, Bubba. Go suck dick in your bedroom. I ain't got no problem there. Get the fuck out of the road.
I remember actually saying this the other day.
And gay people just take shit that used
Yeah, I
to be
think too.
everybody's a making gay. Remember when you was a kid, you draw a picture of your house, you put a nice big rainbow in the sky? Gay. They done took the rainbow. I want the rainbow back. You can't have the rainbow, goddammit. We didn't vote on this shit. I didn't get an email. Fuck you, greedy bastards. How many colors do you need, goddammit? You already got pink. You know you need the whole fucking spectrum? Jesus Christ. And what the fuck does a rainbow have to do with sucking dick? magically delicious hunger. And this
What's even funnier is when I medically died, you know what I saw?
Huh.
A fucking rainbow.
But see, here's the funny part. They've turned it into being gay, and that's what we talked about earlier, the gay male saying, fuck you, fuck this flag. Because originally, what was the rainbow? God showing love after the flood. Because
Yeah.
he showed it to Noah as everything's okay, this will become a beautiful world again.
Yeah, that's usually what the rainbow was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a...
Not supposed to be, is.
Yeah.
The fags, no offense, decided to steal it and say, be gay, look at pretty flags.
Like, that's pretty much what it usually is. It's like, you know, it rains really hardcore, and then what do you see afterward? Oh, yeah, that's right, you see a rainbow.
Oh, when we had the rain like freaking last week,
Yep.
literally Connor opened the door and there was a big, beautiful rainbow. I'm like, ooh, Nikki, look, a big, beautiful rainbow. You could literally see the exact thickness of each color and how it blended perfectly between them all. Went from yellow all the way to orange. Or
Yeah.
yellow all the way to purple or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yellow to purple.
Yeah, and it was the giant
It
rainbow.
was marvelous. And this was just last week.
Yep.
It was like on Friday or Saturday. I mean, it was.
You know what
perfect.
rainbows used to symbolize when I was a kid?
Happiness.
Reading.
Reading.
rainbow.
See, that one they also stole because I don't think it means reading. Unless we're talking about reading the Bible, and then, you know, that becomes a whole philosophical bullshit fucking argument.
Right. But it definitely didn't have to do with sucking dick.
Fuck no, it doesn't. That's why I like Graphene. Sucks, he's dead.
How slow your progress is, you're still ahead of those who aren't trying. Remember, no matter how slow your progress is, you're still ahead of those who aren't trying.
I just thought that was super deep, and because it's Goku, like, powering up with lightning bolts and shit, I'm like, there's my DBZ bullshit.
Yeah, like, well, not only that, but also, like, it's a reminder that...
No matter how much we accidentally skip, or no matter what the fuck happens, as long as we still go to the gym at least once a week, we're still moving forward while everybody else is sitting on their fat asses.
It's also, you know, you are, as long as you're doing the best you can in this world, then you're doing great. And, like, it's something that I remind myself of often, because I always sometimes feel like I'm not doing enough. And yet,
But you're always trying, so
Yeah.
you're always moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm, like, doing usually 3 times the amount I usually do. So it's just like, how the fuck are you not doing enough?
Well, I always think it's funny, it's like, because we had to alter the workout schedule because of kids, school, craziness. It's like, fuck, whatever. Because we tried to switch it all to nights. Because Amber made the bitch about the days. And then that didn't work for certain days. And long. And I'm like, okay. Monday, Wednesday morning. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Do it for all the nights when all you had was you. Do it for all of the times they counted you out. Do it for all the haters who doubted you. Do it for all the people who believed in you. Do it for God. Do it for you.
I mean, you know, is that wrong? Because, like, they're, you know, before you even get married, before you have kids, before anything, all you got is you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got your
It should
siblings, or
always-
if you don't have
well-
siblings, or you don't have parents, or you have whatever your family situation is. At the end of the day, you still got you.
And even if you're an only child, it's the weird part of, and this is where I get pissed at people because it's like, why don't you love me? Do you love you? No, I'm a stupid bitch. First learn to love yourself, and then maybe you can ask me for my love.
It's fair.
Because I always hate getting yelled at about, you don't love me or you don't this. Well, I'm like, well, do you do that for you? No, that's not my job. Actually, it is. Because if you don't do it for you, you can't expect everybody else to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself first.
Yeah, like,
That's why everybody calls me
Going-
an arrogant ass.
yeah.
I just laugh at it.
Yeah, it's like going to the gym, form of self-love. taking a shower, shaving, brushing teeth. All this stuff that, you know, when you grow up learning that you're supposed to be doing, you know, you think it's a chore or something, but if you turn it into like a form of self-care, then suddenly it completely changes the perspective and something you're wanting to do it. Something you're like, I'm not, like, I'm in charge of my own life, and I'm in charge of whether or not my teeth are clean, and I'm in charge of whether or not things are taken care of. And you're like, wait, I need to do self-love.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's...
And if you can't love who you are, then change yourself, or come to the realization you've never loved anybody because you've never loved yourself.
Right, exactly.
What was this one?
If you are aged 20 to 55, you should know these 12 things. 1. Take care of your body. Remember, health is another form of wealth. 2. Normalize walking some paths alone because goals are personal. 3. Don't waste your energy on fear. Use your energy to believe, learn, create, and grow. 4. If you want to be happy, always have zero expectations of others. 5. You won't be young forever, so do what makes you happy every day. 6. Don't try to change anyone. Change how you deal with them. 7. Be mature enough to control your emotions. Learn to react less. 8. Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. 9. Your circle is supposed to be proud, not jealous. 10. Master self-discipline and consistency and watch your life change. 11. The family you create is more important than the family you come from. 12. Don't go broke trying to impress people. Drop a 100 if you read this far. This shows you are part of the 0.01% who...
That's just
I actually
bullshit.
like that one a lot. If you haven't already sent that one to me,
I don't know.
I was actually
resend
talking
it.
to Arian about this today, because
Copy link.
I was in
Alright, that one is
the
11.
living room.
I gotta remember if you want me to send it to you.
I was in the living room, and Arian was telling me that he was having issues with the emotions today in class. And I
Yeah.
was basically telling him that he needs to be more proactive and less reactive. Like, I told him, I'm like, instead of throwing a fit or lashing out because you didn't get your way, instead, find a way to realign and address the emotions and manage.
Oh yeah, what we were talking about in the front
Yes.
room,
Yeah. And I was telling him that exact fucking thing in your video.
Well, yeah. Well, I also gave my point of view, which
Yeah,
is
we both
slightly
took-
different from
we
yours
took our
because of
turns.
age, but
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Well,
you
we
went
took-
back into what you were saying.
Well, we took our turns talking about it, but the even more irony about you saying it that way is the fact that some of what I said came from something you said months ago anyway.
Well, that's why I love a lot of these sound bites, because it's like stuff I've already said, but I like the way they say it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's the same thing I said, but slightly different. So, soundbite. Because a lot of these people don't hear what I talk about personally, even though we talk about a lot of it on here.
Yep.
It's the thing of other people need to hear this, and voice, spirit, force, the energy of the universe, or the universe itself, or God, because He created everything, or whatever you believe is the ultimate power, tells me that you need to put this out there for one person or 1,000,001 people to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm like, alright, soundbite.
Yep.
That's why I like doing the soundbite for the last hour of this. Because
Yeah.
it puts out, I mean, because we talk about our own craziness and our lunacy, but I like this because it gives, from my opinion, the little uplift that some of the people, especially some of the people I know who listen to us on social media, who they like that part about me and you and how we talk and present ourselves and present our ideals.
Yeah.
On my shoulder whispers. Sometimes even the devil on my shoulder whispers, "What the fuck are you up to now?" Sometimes even the devil on my shoulder whispers, "What the fuck are you up to now?"
I just like that soundbite. I mean, we've listened to it before, but I mean, that soundbite goes, yes, bitch.
Yep.
Because I remember, what was it? When we first started working out, it was like, God, we were into it for like 6 months. And then you made a comment to me that way back when you first met your wife, my sister, that I did something and you'd asked Mom and Emma, what the fuck is he doing that for?
Yeah.
And 6 months into the workout, you're like, now I see the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
How my lunacy sometimes full flourishing, the words.
Flourishes.
Yeah, fully flourishes and comes to where
It goes into
I
fruition.
originally said it was gonna go, no matter if you saw it or not. Oh no, don't worry about this. Will work out in the end. Ate a buffet.
Yep.
And then bullseye. The hell, you said that was gonna hit 2 years ago. What the fuck?
Yep.
I love doing that though. I mean, you've seen how much that gives me the energy to move forward and keep going.
Yeah. That's
Especially in the last 4 years. Oh, you fucking cocksucker.
Oh, they didn't like take off? Like the...
Yeah, it's one of the ones where, haha, fuck you, they deleted it. Or Instagram went,
The heart was
no!
not only pump blood, and the Egyptians knew it.
Oh.
The Egyptians thought the heart was the thinking part of the body. Epictetus wrote,
Restart.
the heart does not only pump blood, and the Egyptians knew it. The Egyptians thought the heart was the thinking part of the body, and they were not wrong. A branch of scientists discovered that the heart has 40,000 sensory neurites, which are cells that function like those in the brain, only they are located in the heart and function independently. These scientists have found that if, through the development of your consciousness, you create coherence between the heart and the brain, you will open the door to states of supermemory, superintuition, and supercognition. And also you can change your genetic reading and control the electromagnetic field around your body so that you can strengthen your immune defenses, heal from diseases, and manifest the reality you desire. If you want to understand more, watch the full video on our YouTube channel.
Which I'm not gonna deal with or anything. But okay, that was that one. Alright, cool. Hang on, I'm gonna do that. That to me goes, oh, so since I recognize what my body tells me and I mentally know exactly who I am at every point in every existence and blah 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 blah, like we've said repeatedly.
Yep.
That's why Tricut Marie Tooth, CMT, I've literally cured myself of the stupidity or hindrance that the disease causes on so many other people who have it, and I've turned it into my superpower like I always talk about.
Yeah.
That's where my brain instantly went. Because what does your heart do? It pumps the blood, circulates your genetics throughout your whole body.
Yes.
So, if you become so physically, the heart, and spiritually, aka mentally, aware of everything, including yourself, in every part, emotionally and whatnot, that's where I think I have become, and why I've become, the lunatic I am in the gym, and also the lunatic I am with the control of I will never be in a wheelchair and I'll still be walking around kicking ass and taking names at the gym at the age of 100 going, I ain't dead yet, bitch.
Yep. No,
I mean, I always talk about that.
Yeah, no, I was listening to that video, and the interesting thing is recently I've been having some flashbacks to when I was in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and then like 5th grade and 6th grade, and the irony is, you know what I was learning back then?
Huh.
Egyptian lore.
I love Egypt.
Because, like, they were covering Egypt. In that.
Egypt, in my opinion, is the closest you can get, especially with a lot of knowledge they had, that is called come full circle, and they've only just admitted it here in the last 10, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
that they told us was bullshit, or no, they did this, or no, they did this, when we've actually disproven 90% of what we were told as kids. It's become more mainstream, while the what they consider mainstream for Egyptian history, or what the BS they feed us, has been proven. You know, you're all full of shit, right? And my brain goes, I've been thinking this since I was fucking 10.
Yeah.
And been saying, no, they got this wrong for 20 years now. Or more.
Yeah.
I always talked about it with Mom. Or whenever the special came up about how it could be aliens. And no, this is knowledge that's come from the tree of the fruit of knowledge.
Yeah.
This is quite literally everything Cain taught all of his descendants. Up to Enoch, where it cuts off his descendants' follow tree and goes back to Seth. They had another boy, and here's the bloodline through that. They literally cut it off at Enoch, even though Enoch gives one of the books how he was a prophet of God.
Yeah.
But if you follow the Seth bloodline, he's also a descendant of Seth. So is he a descendant of a daughter of Cain and a son of Seth?
Potentially, yeah.
Thought process.
Let's be honest. If they truly knew what you were up against right now, they would be wondering how you were still smiling, how you were still doing the things you're doing. That says a hell of a lot about you. And no, I'm fucking proud of you.
I think I sent that one to you.
I think so.
One individual in every family who is referred to as the Black Wolf. This rare soul was born with a gift. They have had this weird feeling since they were a young child. They always knew they were meant to be more in life. All they care about is becoming a better person and breaking generational curses set on their bloodline. They endure all the pain and suffering and seek little support. They help as many people as possible, expecting little to nothing in return. If you're seeing this, you are most likely the Black Wolf of your family. Why the fuck are you resting?
I like that. Why are you sitting still, bitch?
Yep.
Alright, hang on one sec. Even though I've played... Okay. Oh, that's not the light. Where's the light? Hang on, I'm looking for the liked posts, because I think there's a way on Instagram to find them. Nope. Oh, damn it. Oh well. We were on 16. Let's see.
One individual.
Yeah. We only got 2 more sound bites. And my phone's getting low and better. Whatever.
Quote is, if you have a problem with me, text me, and if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. That is so good. Quote is, if you have a problem with me, text me, and if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's from Tom Holland, who, you know,
Yeah,
bless
played
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I like that for the simple fact is, you got a problem with me? Tell me. If you ain't got my number to tell me, go fuck yourself. Or at least,
It's a more
that's
sport,
my
polite way of
aggressive,
saying video. Yep.
you know,
Yep.
because he's a public figure, he's saying it all nicety. I'm like, yeah, you ain't got my number, you don't know where I live, you don't know me in real life. Fuck you. Because you know I'm just that goddamn arrogant.
Yep.
You want to play it again?
Go ahead.
That one just clicked, and I went, that sounds like me.
Yeah, especially since like there's a lot of people on the media and people in general that, you know, me being one of them, that is dealing with mental health stuff, and you know, a lot of and people around me are all like, this is all so crappy and this and that and this and that, and it's like,
this is just bullshit.
yeah, and it's like, and we make jokes about it being clusterfuck and whatever, but at the same time we're just like, we are the storm. So it's like we're
If you're not part of the storm, you have to see what the hell happens when you get out of the storm.
right, exactly.
Or it's the I think I've played this soundbite before. It's the thunderstorm buffalo cow.
Yeah.
When the thunderstorm comes, what does the cow do? Run away. What does the buffalo do? Run towards the storm. Cow runs until it gets too tired to run, and then the storm gets it. The
Yeah.
buffalo runs into the storm to get done with it sooner. Which would you rather be, the buffalo or the cow?
Probably the buffalo.
And my first thought is, buffalo. That's one of Mom's spirit animals. That's her main one. But my always thing, especially growing up in Oklahoma, having the buffalo and like on Antelope Island, the bison, the buffalo.
Yep.
My thing is, I've always had a connection with that because of the Native American side of me. But I've also always recognized that as, it might not be my spirit animal, but that's at least my spirit guide.
Yeah.
Don't run away from the storm. Run into it. Because the sooner you get past it by running into it and past the storm, the sooner you'll be in a nice, comfortable, cool, wonderful grass field that you can just eat and relax.
It's fair.
That's why I run into, why are you still in the situation that you in? Why haven't you literally dropped the fucking goddamn anvil and took out the bullshit? What will happen will happen. I'm gonna be here at the end of it, no matter what the outcome.
Makes sense.
That's where I think it's the bullets. It's the straight in, bitch.
Yep. That's a good way to end the podcast too.
Oh yeah, I
talking about
figured
being
it'd
part
be a
of the
great
storm.
way to drop it.
Yeah. In the meantime, next week I'm actually gonna probably read from something.
A new chapter that you wrote.
Yeah. Probably
Nice.
gonna read from the story stuff and probably give some updates because I'm getting
Down,
back
Goober.
into the groove and also
Because we had to change our workout schedule that
Yep.
kind of messed you up a little bit.
a little bit, but on the product and the description below, since this is YouTube, on the description below, you're gonna see the author page as well as the page to Snake of the Dame, as well as Fractures of Love, Hate, and Despair by me, TPAW, and the wife, J.A. Wolfrick. And also, it's going to be in hardback, both of them. So
Yes.
keep an eye out for that. I personally like the idea of hardback because hardback lasts a lot longer, so you get a lot more bang for your buck, and you feel less like you're spending $7, $8, $9 for something that could easily break tomorrow or rip. Whereas the hardback is made, it's a hard shell, so it's a lot easier to keep safe. So,
Well, and with the hard shell, my thought is it's made more durable on purpose because hardbacks are the easiest way, especially when you have kids, to keep the books from being ripped and broken to crap.
yeah.
Because it's a little bit harder to be destroyed.
Yep, exactly. And if we ever have any events happening in the future, sorry, tired and exhausted. But if we ever have any events in the future, we are definitely willing to sign them. If you end up meeting me in person, I am definitely willing to sign it. And then that can also last you forever. So I'm about permanence. I'm about creating things that last. Things that will stand the test of time. So that's part of why I'm all dead set on the paper, on the hardbacks now. So
Okay,
yeah.
pause on that.
Yep.
What was it? Somebody was talking about it in one of the interviews in a podcast that the reason we don't have the knowledge from more than 1,000 years ago. One is because of the fire of the Great Library in Alexandria.
Yeah.
But also, paper only lasts at max 500 to 1,000 years. In that
Yeah.
jump range. The only thing that actually lasts is writing on stone. 'Cause look how many stone writings we found that has clued us into the truth of the past or the viewpoint of the past.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
I understand your like permanence thing, and if the end of the world happens, all this computer and all this stuff we have on the computers will basically,
Yeah.
we'll just, hey, why don't we know about the old civilizations? Yeah, because they had technology like we did, and everything went to shit. And what had happened? It froze or got melted because of volcanoes and shit. So my thing is, if you get it, no offense to you, I love your stories. And no offense to any writers, because I love telling stories, as you all know. Make sure you read his book and him and his wife's poetry book, because the funny part is, the brain retains more than you can keep on paper or on a hard drive. And if you want to
Fair.
memorize it, something that David Goggins said, which I thought was funny, and I never thought of it like this, because I have a bad time memorizing it anyways, stuff unless it's like math
Yeah.
or science, because it's just logical in my brain. If you read it 2 to 5 paragraphs at a time, and you reread those 2 to 5 paragraphs 1,000 times before you move to the next set of paragraphs, you'll memorize it easier and possibly faster.
That is fair.
It's just something he said that he did when he was trying to memorize some of the stuff when he was in the Navy, when he first joined the military.
Yeah.
Just an interesting thought I'd throw out there for shits and giggles at the end.
Yeah. And in a couple months, I'm working on trying to get the audiobook finished and, you know, submitted and uploaded and everything. And that way you can just simply
in
listen
case
to
everything goes to shit, we give him 3 months.
it.
Well,
Fair
we're in
enough.
August, September, October, November. So that way it's done and it'll be out by Christmas. So people can buy each other your book, audiobook, for
That-
Christmas.
That is a very fair argument. So we'll work on that. And in the meantime, this has been Crazy Peas. I am TPAW.
I'm Karnage 6778.
And have a week.
Don't die and be awesome.
Woo!
No, not in the ass.